This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. Online, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the podcast Off My Shelf, whose 4-episode mission to explore Star Trek the series, to seek out sci-fi and deep lore, to boldly talk about something that so many have talked about before. Hello, my name is Tracy James, and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are off my shelf, where I go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. On the first episode of this mission, we are going to talk in general about the whole Star Trek franchise. I have with me a fantastic bridge crew for this voyage with Sean Archer.
Hey.
Josh Ratcliffe.
Hi, everybody.
Tim McLennan.
Hello.
And Steve McCabe.
Hello.
Welcome! Woo! Thanks for coming on, you guys, and talking more Star Trek with me. I don't know.
It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near.
I apologize, audience. I have brought this upon myself and yourself. This is what to expect. Thank you.
Yeah, this is just entirely talking about Star Trek Enterprise, right? We're not talking about any other series.
Yeah,
just the intro.
Chronologically.
To be honest, I was doing a rewatch of shows, and I have realized Enterprise is the only series now that I have not completely watched from beginning to end.
Same.
And I only got to mid-season 2. But I will continue this rewatch, and maybe by the end of these 4 episodes, I'll be like, I've done it! I've watched everything Star Trek available.
All right, so we'll leave that with you as your continuing mission.
That is my continuing mission. Thank you. So because this is about Star Trek, and listeners know that I tend to tangent very well, and especially I have a lot to say about Star Trek, I've decided to make this episode a little bit more structured. So I'm just going to go around the room and ask people some questions, and we're going to go through some stuff and maybe do some fun stuff and some trivia, and then we'll figure things out later. So let's start with Steve, our newest guest to the podcast and show. What was your first experience with Star Trek?
I don't remember the specific date or time, but I remember it was like late 80s, early 90s. My brother would just watch, in syndication, probably on City. And I just started watching it. And then I got way more into it than he did. And I found it wherever I could, and I would record it and watch mostly TNG. I didn't like the original series at that point, but yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. My brother, and just trying to find it everywhere I could.
I will say on my rewatch, I realized I had actually watched less episodes of the original series than I had originally thought. And as I watched more of them, I was like, I'm hating every minute of this. So now I'm going to get hate mail, but that's what happens.
I'll co-sign that one.
Yeah, same.
The early stuff was rough.
Good luck finding my emails, though, dorks.
I'll give it to you guys after at the end of the show. It's fine. So what about you, Sean? What was your introduction to Star Trek, you think?
I don't remember, just like Steve, I don't remember the exact first time or the first few. I do remember coming home from school in grade 4 and 5, and I think they were on probably around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., so I would watch them. So that would be TNG season 4 or 5, I think. And I just fell in love with it. And also, like, my dad and my mom have always liked Star Trek, so I must have watched it with them when I was a little kid, and it stuck.
Yeah.
So I started with TNG. Like you, I didn't watch the original series. When I rewatched it, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, it was, some of it was rough.
Yeah.
There's some gems in there, but there's a lot of crap. Or stuff that didn't age well.
Yeah, I feel like that seems to be the hardest part of some of, I think with most shows actually, it's the older stuff. You're just like, oh, you didn't do that, did you?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the stuff. What about you, Josh?
I think I actually my it's funny my brother actually brought this up when I saw him last week because I said I was going to be talking about Star Trek and he said yeah the only reason this meal would work better is we had Star Trek on the TV at the same time. So I actually remember watching it when I was about 3 or 4. We watched TNG at like dinner time and I had my like dinosaur plate that I ate off of. And it's actually probably one of my earliest memories, period. At least not by much. But yeah, no, I remember being terrified by that black tar monster that killed Tasha Yar. What was that thing's name?
Armis.
Armin,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing scared me when I was like 3 or 4.
I mean, it's not a friendly thing, so I get it.
It's you know what? It's still kind of scary today. Spooky time.
When, when Riker's being sucked into it and there's like black oil in his mouth and it's
Oh.
a yeah.
That's some horror movie stuff.
Yeah.
I was
I can
not
see a little
prepared
kid.
for that as a toddler.
Yeah, and he like bobs back out and you just like see his face in it and
Yeah.
disappears again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
He
good.
did
Scary
that
stuff.
too. Like, yeah, Frakes did that. He went right in there too.
Yeah, it's all practical.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, maybe that's why it's aged so well. Like it still looks good and it's
Mhm.
kind of scary. I mean, Artemis himself kind of looks like you put a garbage bag and you threw some stuff at a dude, sure. But like anything in the pool of black goo, you're just like, oh, that's not working.
I was so happy when they brought him back for Lower Decks. Like I think it was
Just
for a
that
one-off
one
gag,
reference. Yeah.
but it was great.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So Tim, what about you?
So very similar to Josh. So I think I was actually introduced to Star Trek. My dad just like had it on in syndication. It was like the original series. But very similar to Josh. Friday nights, 7 p.m., City TV, pizza night, family sitting down in the living room watching TNG. That was the experience.
Yes.
I'd
Yeah.
later on I had like one of those model enterprises or model shuttles and with the sound effects, so like whenever they went into warp I'd hit the warp button and the sound effect would play and stuff like that.
That's good stuff. It's very family oriented. Like, I guess my story with like my first experience, it's actually not with the show, it's with the original series movies was my introduction. And I feel like it was Voyage Home actually. None of my family's a bunch of nerds, yes. But none of them were as into Star Trek or are into Star Trek as I am. But it turned into one of those like we're putting on a movie and this one's sci-fi and have a look at it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, I don't know. I was like 6 or 7, young. I had no say in what's getting put on anyways. And yeah, they put one of these in front of me and I was like, I like this idea. This is fun. This is good. And then, found Star Trek on TV. It was Next Generation was on and I was like, okay, I guess I will watch this now. And stuck with it ever since. I kind of just like it. It's good.
Yeah, I think Voyage Home was another early one for me.
Mhm.
Still one of my favorites for the movies.
Yeah, it's big, it's epic, but also kind of small and cheesy, but there's sci-fi and lots of it doesn't take itself too seriously.
And it's like present day.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah,
loved
1980
it.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always San Francisco.
Well,
Punk's
even
riding the bus.
yeah.
I
I
love
like
how they got him back.
he did.
Yeah,
Or was it?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Picard? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was great.
They
So
probably saved so much money though, shooting in San Francisco in the 80s. It was probably much cheaper than, the 23rd century.
yes, on like a sound studio and building things like, oh,
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah, time travel really blows up a show's budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find some of the time travel episodes are the best episodes of the show because you're like, this is ridiculous, but I'm loving it. And I think it's what Janeway said it best. She's like, if I think too much about this stuff, my head goes all screwy. Just Well, I'm just gonna do it. And she just goes out there, and it's great. I love it. I love it. So okay, this might be controversial, right? And I don't know how angry you guys are gonna get about this, but
I'm already furious.
What is your favorite series?
I think I know the group's favorite series, or what the average will be.
I'm holding in my rage, so hold on.
Okay.
I mean, I'll have to go with TNG, just because that's the one that I have the most memories of. Like I watched a lot of Voyager. I've seen all of Deep Space Nine at this point, but when it was airing, I wasn't a huge fan. And then yeah, like fell off of Enterprise, and original series was just whenever I caught it. So like TNG is like the largest mind share for me.
Same. Followed very closely by Deep Space Nine.
Oh, mine. Surprisingly, mine is TNG and Voyager. It's a weird. I think like with the original series, like this is the positive about the original series. It started this whole thing, and they had to come up with all of the ideas to do something, right? And I think with Voyager being in a completely different space, and even though like TNG and all that kind of stuff has all the different like species of aliens and stuff to do and whatever, because they were by themselves and had to come up with new answers for things, and they could get wilder with some of the aliens. I was like, I like this. This is working for me. Some of them are ridiculous, don't get me wrong. Nothing's perfect, but yeah, I'm definitely in there.
Yeah, I think TNG is my favorite one, but it is a much spottier series than other ones, I think, because there's some real low points early on, especially, and at the very end. Yeek. But I think that maybe the best show is Deep Space Nine. I think Deep Space Nine is probably the stronger overall show, just because it does like a lot of like good character work. It introduces some light serialization, but not like really hard stuff, which is what they kind of do now. Yeah, I mean, but like there's a sentimentality, I think, to TNG, and that's sort of always my like comfort food one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that TNG is the one that I grew up with, but I'm actually enjoying a lot of the newer Trek. I love Lower Decks. I think it's like just like a love letter to the fans, and they reference the whole franchise a lot, which I know it's pandering, but I like it. I like these callbacks. So I think Lower Decks. I really like Strange New Worlds too. I actually find that they do a good job at not being serialized. Yeah. But at the same time, adding like a little bit to it, like what's the story? What did they just finish with that season? Bringing the alien,
with the Gorn,
the Breen,
the Gorn,
sorry,
the Gorn. See, that's what I kept wanting to say. The Breen. I was like, no, that was Discovery did that.
Yeah. We don't talk about Discovery. It's fine. We don't need to talk about Discovery.
I know Tracy's least favorite.
Yeah.
I did a lot of yelling at the screen watching Discovery, so it's like PTSD every time I have to think about it or see an episode. I'm like, oh my god. No, I did.
It was really pretty though. It's really pretty. Like it just
pretty.
looked. Yeah.
I will say a thing that really pissed me off about that show is that it's very dark and full of lens flares because they're going J.J. Abrams style visuals and whatever. But when in the second to last episode of Picard, when they get back on the bridge of the Enterprise D and it's bright again on the Enterprise D, I was just like, oh, they're just not putting lights in these ships anymore or whatever. And I was like, then why is everything so dark? You clearly can just put lights in it again.
Which doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you want to work in the dark?
In outer space.
You trip over things, you hard to see the console. Like, I know the console lights up, but
yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
There was a halogen shortage, so they couldn't get enough in stock.
I don't know. It just made me really mad. I was like, this is clearly a design choice. And you're bringing back an old ship that's bright. So you're telling me you could have just put lights on it. It wasn't just an aesthetic. It's a design choice. It was like, it made me very angry.
No, I need my bridge to look like a 1995 Previa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why the Orville. That's why the Orville is great for that, right?
It is.
exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
Carpeting, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Orville was better Star Trek than Discovery was. That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I'm so surprised that Strange New Worlds is as good as it is, because it's like this is a spin-off from Discovery. Why couldn't they have made Discovery this good?
It's different showrunners.
It's
Yeah, I think they learned the mistakes. You know, I think they saw like the bad in Discovery and knew what to do.
yeah.
The
So
bigger fans, maybe.
they're like, oh, this is where we made all of the mistakes, and this everything is wrong here, so we won't do that on this side. I accept this.
I think they've had some problems with showrunners on Disco. I think that the first pair that showed up was excised from the show, to put it to use a euphemism there. And I think that there wasn't like a solid showrunner for season 2, and I don't really know what happened after that. So it's pretty spotty. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Strange New Worlds. I like that one a lot. I also like it's much more episodic, which I think is part of the magic of the show.
Star Trek. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the discussion we're all going to get angry about is the episodic versus serialized.
Well,
That's putting all my politics on the table.
Well, I think the thing with the serialized is that there's too much stuff to remember. And then when horrible things happen, like they have to keep in the trauma of what happened in the previous episode. But when it's episodic, you're like, I don't know. This is like, it'll be like 6 years later or a day later or 6 months later. You don't know. So everybody's fine again, even though they just found a girl, fused into the ground of the spaceship. Nobody's just like at Troi just crying and saw this horrible thing. Yeah. But, they're over it already. You're like, okay, I get that.
That is one of the worst deaths. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's because they're professionals.
That doesn't matter.
I don't even know if it's just the trauma stuff. It's just like but like everything takes more than one episode now. Like it would be like, oh, Lwaxana Troi showed up. That sucks, but she's going to be gone next time I turn this on. That's for sure. So
I do argue she has 2 really good episodes, and then whatever the other 4 or 5 she's in are awful.
Ooh, which one? Which one is it? Which 2?
Well, so one of them is from Deep Space Nine. There's an episode where her and Odo are stuck in a turbo lift.
Oh, yes.
I love that episode.
Mm-hmm.
I love her in that episode. And the other one is there's a scientist on the Enterprise from Planet where they kill you at age 60 or I can't remember the year. But it's an episode about aging, and then Lwaxana falls in love with him. I can't think of the actor's name. He's like 80s that guy. But I really like that episode as well.
That's an excellent episode. Yeah.
And Michelle Phillips shows up. What's her name? The Bajoran.
Ensign Rowe.
Ensign Rowe. She plays his daughter.
Yeah.
That's the first time.
They've got the weird hats or something.
Yeah, they have like a nose ridge and something on their forehead.
A nose ridge? Wow, those are rare.
Yeah. Yeah, they're humanoid but with the nose ridge.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
Yeah. No, that is a good episode. Like as soon as you said there's 2 good ones, I was like, that has to be one of them that you're gonna say because she's so good in it. Like she emotes. She's like, she's against ageism and all this kind of stuff. And yes, he is a person who has a lot of life to give, and he also is the scientist working on this thing that's gonna save his planet and species. And they're like, well, you're too old. We have to kill you now. And yes, it's about cultural sensitivity and all this kind of stuff, because at the end she agrees to go down and be part of this ceremony. But at the same time, you're just like, it doesn't make sense. But, people evolve with different cultural identities, and you sometimes have to just put up with it.
It's an episode jam-packed with a lot of Star Trek themes and moral quandaries. And that's why I love Star Trek.
Yeah.
I think probably the best part about those episodes are that she's not just harping on Deanna for not having a husband yet.
Yeah.
I just wish we lived in a society that didn't put our elderly on a ice float and kick them out into the ocean when they turned 65.
Yes.
I mean, it calls for change. That's what the best Star Trek does. It brings together our cultural problems.
Mm-hmm. It is true. All the best Star Trek episodes are not about like action, but more about internal dialogue, reflecting on like some aspect that is either like political or the law or, you know, kind of attacking our view of how our society works. Um, and I think that's one of the things that actually like brings a lot of people to the show is that it's not just mindless, it's there's like a purpose to it.
Yeah, like you've had this long held belief that's always been true, but here's this person that has a different point of view.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I was kind of thinking a little bit about it today, and I was like, I think that the worst Star Trek stuff are where the crew of humans that we follow act like humans. In that like because they're supposed to be like evolved and sort of have this sort of serenity zen to them where they sort of act logically first and then, you know, deal with law and order and then but it's the aliens that actually are the ones that act like humans on the show. Like it's the we're seeing ourselves reflected in the other on the show, and we're supposed to be judging them. So I think that that's the way when it goes down badly. It's like, oh, the captain was being stupid the whole time. Like it was, they acted like I would have acted, which is wrong. So
Yeah.
I related to that, I watched the first couple episodes of Enterprise recently, and I love the hate that they're throwing at the Vulcans.
Oh yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
you've been holding us back. It's like, ah, yeah, you've got these Vulcan star charts. Why don't you like where's something cool to go look? And they're like, we're not interested in that. And it's just like, what? But also just yeah, just like in that scenario, it's like, yeah, we are humans being humans because, you know, so early on we were like less evolved, as it were.
Mhm. Yeah, Captain Archer's a Vulcan racist. Yeah, because I'm
Most
rewatching Enterprise right now, and I'm a couple episodes away from end of the first season, and there's some things he says to Paul. I'm like, oof, come on, Captain Archer, you can do better. But I assume he'll evolve over the series.
hey, that's your great great grandson you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm so proud.
I think the reason why watching Enterprise is interesting is because they are so much like us and they throw so much shade on like aliens that they meet or the Vulcans because they can't see what the Vulcans were doing. I'm not saying the Vulcans did it right because there are definitely areas where I'm just like, why did the Vulcans just tell them? Just like don't go over there. Like for a specific reason, not just don't go. Because if you tell somebody don't go there, you'll be like, why? Why can't I go there? I want to go
That
there.
seems
Let me check
illogical
it
to me.
out. What?
Yeah.
But yeah, like they act like now humans on Enterprise. And you're like, this is why you guys are getting in trouble. And as the show's going along, you're just like, oh, they're going to introduce this and, you know, prime directives and all this kind of stuff. And how, I think it's what, Reed is like, we need to have like a protocol when an enemy's be attacking us, you know, like,
Yeah, read alert. A read
yeah,
alert. Yeah, yeah.
yes. You know, it's stuff like that. I'm glad they're realizing that they've got to do other things than just be mad at Vulcans. So it's
Mhm.
working. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
they're supposed to be super raw, right? Like they haven't done this before, and they're making lots of mistakes.
Mhm.
It's great.
And that's
yeah,
part of the adventure at this point.
one thing that I've noticed, again, just like 3 episodes in, basically, is Archer goes on a lot of away missions. And
Oh yeah,
Data would like to remind you that it is against protocols for the captain to be on an away mission.
But it was not part of their protocol at that point.
Maybe this is why there's a protocol now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Somebody
Just
just
should,
going
I'm
around
just
being a
waiting.
space racist.
yeah.
I'm just waiting. Like halfway through season 2, Archer just gets offed on an away mission, and it's just like, well,
It was the first time anyone wore a red shirt. That's where they
I
got that
mean,
from.
I mean, even in the original series and Discovery, the captains go on a bunch of missions. And it's not
Yeah.
really until TNG where they're like, maybe the captain should stay on the ship. Maybe not go play
Voyager
Half
and Deep
the
Space Nine
larger
kind of
show.
ignore that too.
Hmm.
It's really only TNG that does it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Picard's
Well,
old. He's tired.
Yeah.
He wants
Yeah.
to, he wants to go read a book
He has to read
and have
Space
some
Law.
tea. Yeah.
he wasn't
Like, and
that old.
Yeah, he was 40, like in his late 40s when I know he
At
looked
the
like he was
beginning.
60, but at the beginning, beginning.
Yeah.
well, he's an old soul. He reads philosophy,
Yeah.
looks at his fish, and drinks Earl Grey tea. That's not an away mission guy. Come on, that's a me guy. That's what I'm doing at home.
He's
Yeah,
also
movie-
really into archaeology. Come on.
Yeah. Movie Picard and show Picard are very different Picards.
Oh yeah.
Like he is like ripped in the movies and
Well, the movies are
climbing up
action
wires and
movies.
stuff. And yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, that's when he's the Indiana Jones kind of archaeologist versus the real life archaeologist, which he is on the show. So
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. What's another good question to get people to? Do you guys have a favorite episode of the show, like anywhere? Like one episode that you're just like, you think Star Trek, you're like, this one. This is the thing that's like amazing.
Do movies count?
No, episodes.
Yeah, they're so
ooh,
different.
laying down the law.
Yeah.
Prime
Movies-
directive forward.
Movies are very different. That's the thing. Movies are
No, they're
very-
not. They're just really long episodes.
Well,
I actually started to
generations
compile a
old.
list for this question, and it's really hard.
Mhm.
I wrote down like 20 episodes in a spreadsheet, and I was like, I couldn't, and then I kept thinking of other ones I love, and
Well, what are the first two episodes you wrote down?
Yesterday's Enterprise from TNG. That's where Tasha Yar comes back, like, and the Federation's in a war with the Klingons, and this is a weird one, but this is an episode in Deep Space Nine where Quark marries a Klingon, or fake marries a Klingon, and he has to get her house in order. I don't know why that one popped in my head, but that one brings me so much joy.
I love the callback to that when Worf is on Deep Space Nine and
Yeah.
Quark's wife comes back and
Yeah,
Worf is just like, "What?
You married her?
What?" Yeah.
This gorgeous Klingon woman.
Yeah, that's a good episode. Yeah,
But I mean, that gets up my favorites, but boy, do I love that episode. Like, so it's just so hard to pick
yeah,
one.
but your favorite episode doesn't have to be the best episode. It's just it's a episode, like you said, that brings you joy. Like I don't
Yeah.
see anything wrong with that. Like
Yeah, like most of the Romulan episodes in TNG, I love.
mhm.
Like, I wish they continued the Romulan storyline into season 6 and 7, which they didn't really.
Well, they
They
had to
pop
bring
up
in a different alien, so
Yeah, and the Borg, and,
I do like the idea of Worf spending an episode trying to figure out how Quark like got a lady. He's like, what's his secret? Like, what's
and she
he
didn't die
packing?
within a week.
Yeah, ooh.
yeah.
Like, tell me your secrets.
Yeah, ladies, don't marry Worf. You'll be dead within a year.
Exactly.
Not at his hands, but some. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an important distinction to
Yeah,
make
he doesn't kill him.
at the end of that.
Yeah. Anybody else? Favorite episodes?
I mean, there's a lot of really good ones. I actually consulted a list of that other people made in preparation for this show to kind of like, I wanted to use it as like a little bit of a refresher because I feel like I've been out of it a little bit. And like most of the episodes they list are huge bummers. They're like those are the good ones. But I think that I would agree that Chain of Command is one of the best ones. That's
Yes.
the Picard getting tortured one.
Mhm.
Yep. Captain Jellicoe.
Oh yeah, it's such a great. I rewatched that the 2 episode arc last night, and it was real good. Like that, the conclusion of that episode is so heartbreaking and thought provoking, and it's really really quite strong. But yeah, I mean it's weird because like there's two modes, right, to Star Trek. There's like the silly ones, like what's Quark's secret, or when they get sent back and they're the aliens in Roswell, like the Ferengi
That's
That's
get
a
sent
great
back.
episode.
Yeah,
Great episode. Yeah.
like that's very silly. And then there's ones about torturing POWs. Like it can be it's both at the same time somehow, which is sort of the beauty of the show for me. You know,
Well,
Related
but I
even
mean,
to the
there's
Roswell one, the one where they
Yeah.
have to go and rescue Quark's mom was also very good.
God, when she gets kidnapped, yes.
Yeah.
It's always hijinks. It's always hijinks with the Ferengi. I love that the Ferengi started out as the big bad for TNG and then turned into what they are. But it makes more sense. Like it
They don't work
good
as a
picture,
bad.
but
Yeah, they had those like
No.
weird whip lasers.
yeah.
Which I think are crazy. The whip lasers are just crazy. I don't know.
If you continue with Enterprise, you'll get to an episode in season 1 where I think it's 4 or 5 Ferengi take over the ship,
I've seen it already. Yeah.
and one of the actors is the guy who plays Neelix.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Sean Wallace.
Sean Wallace is great.
Yeah.
No way. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
this.
and I think every Ferengi actor is someone you know.
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
is the other guy, the guy who's in all of the things.
Oh yes,
Um,
the guy who's in a ton of Deep Space Nine.
Well, and TNG.
Garrick?
Sorry, no,
Garrett?
he was the bad guy.
He's in like a bunch of Enterprise. He's Shran, and
I should know his
he's
name. This is bad.
Wayun, and I can't remember what his
Oh,
name is.
yeah,
Jeffrey
yeah.
Combs. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Combs.
Yeah, Jeffrey Combs. Thank
Jeffrey
you.
Combs. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
one of them
Yeah.
as well.
Everything. He's the evil AI in Lower Decks as
Decks.
well, which
Yeah.
is
I think he has the
fantastic.
most guest spots on Star Trek.
More than
I
Clint
don't know.
Howard.
Oh yeah, way more.
Yeah.
Well,
Clint
isn't
Howard
there-
bit is one of my favorite bits.
I think Clint Howard is the other one. That's one of the Klingon.
Yeah,
the Ferengi in that episode. Yeah, because the episode comes on and they show up. I'm like, hey, that's Neelix. I'm like, hey, that's that guy. Hey, it's Shran. I was just like, oh, your makeup is not hiding who you are at all, and I loved
Yep.
it.
Actually, I might be wrong. It might not be Wallace Shawn. I think it's the actor Tracy just mentioned.
I think Wallace Shawn is a semi-regular on Deep Space Nine.
Well, yeah, he's Nagus.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Grand
leader of the
Agent.
Ferengi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inconceivable.
Yes,
Oh my god. Amazing.
I think they had him say it once in the show, and it's hilarious.
I loved yesterday's Enterprise as well. It's like one of my favorites. But I also loved. Was it that Parallels where? Is that where Worf is like slipping through
In season
time
7.
or not
Yes.
time
Yeah.
through
Parallel
dimensions?
universe.
I
yeah.
love that
Great
concept. It just
Great one.
and to put Worf in that scenario of all people, I was like, this is just great. Like it just not that I don't know why it's just like a fish out of water, you know. Like Geordi probably would have figured that out. Yeah, but
That's
Worf
the
needs
one
a
where,
little bit
like,
more time.
All the realities explode at the end, right? Like that's
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah,
There's the one
Or
Enterprise has
they-
battled the Borg for a decade or
Yeah.
something. They
it's
don't want to go
super
back.
dark. You know, like we don't, and they blow up, and you're like, shit. I guess they died. Shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
if, like, because when Worf goes back, he's back on the shuttlecraft heading to the Enterprise again.
oh,
Does that mean that ship actually like reappears again?
Yeah.
So they're actually like alive for like the 10 seconds they're gonna
It
live.
didn't have everything
their universe?
past. Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
didn't happen
Forgot that.
technically,
Yeah.
which happens a lot
the
in Star
reset
Trek.
button.
Yeah.
Year of Hell is a great example for that
I
in
love Year
Voyager.
of Hell, yeah.
Oh
One
my
of the
God.
best Voyager
Yeah.
episodes,
hmm
Oh,
Yeah.
or two-parters.
yeah. Voyager did good. Like TNG did the best two-parters, but Voyager had some real good ones as well.
Yeah, when Harry Kim and Chakotay are walking through the frozen Voyager, and you see the bodies like stuck to the, it brings you like the Thing vibes. It's so good.
Yeah.
Well, when I think about it, like Harry Kim dies, like, or
Mhm.
or actually no, he dies, I think 3 times on the show, and then it gets reset and he's back. Or he gets traded to another ship and whatever.
Yeah, the
We don't
Harry
talk
Kim
about
you
that
see in
anymore.
the first episode, and then he gets
And-
traded with
Yeah.
Harry Kim from another universe.
Yeah,
So it's technically not the same one.
it's technically not the same
I
guy.
know, and then they just ignore it. I think they're referencing that in Lower Decks this season because there's like just a scene with a whole bunch of Harry Kims in the trailer, and the joke
Oh,
is
yeah.
only one
That's
of
gotta
them
be it.
has more than one pip. It's all of them are still ensigns except one.
I was
He's
gonna
always an
say-
ensign.
I was gonna say, I remember when Voyager was ending, I was like listening to the radio and there was some sort of interview going on with him, and he like mentioned, he was like, I really wanted to just like go around and like steal everybody's pips and stuff and just stick them all over my uniform. and I would love to see that. So yeah, Harry Kim with 2 pips. I'm now stoked for the next season of Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Sadly, the last
Barry's
season.
action figure.
Yeah.
Well, of the main cast, I think the lower people on the bridge. So you have like Paris, you have Chakotay, and you have like Harry Kim and B'Elanna Torres, right? They're the people who weren't in their highest ranks when they got on the ship. And besides Harry Kim, the rest of them get promotions throughout the show.
Yeah, Tom gets like 2 promotions. I
Yeah,
think
He gets demoted and then
promoted
yeah.
and then promoted again.
Yeah, and even the Doctor gets a command protocol that's above him.
Yeah,
And you're
Yeah.
just like, are you kidding? You tell me you just can't put an extra pip on his just for fun. Like, just let him have
and
this.
he does. It's not like he's slacking. He's done a lot for the crew.
Yeah.
He's come through in a pinch.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's broken the temporal prime directive several times to save the ship
Several times.
and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. I mean, I understand why he's angry. He should be angry.
Yeah.
I think he deserves that.
At Janeway or Chakotay. Like, really, Chakotay should have been like championing that for him. But no.
Talk about a character that was not used well. Oh my god.
No.
Oh,
Well, you think they have like a pit machine on the Voyager? No, those
Think
are
of all
hard
the
to
energy
come
it
by.
uses to
Yeah, no,
replicate one.
It's really hard.
It's really hard, yes.
Yeah, why didn't he just, replicate his own and just walk around his quarters,
Just that's his cosplay. Like every Halloween, he's like walks around the ship.
Not even 2, just 1 more.
Just one more. Just one more. That's it. That's all he can dare to put out there.
Wait, what's above an ensign?
Lieutenant.
Is Lieutenant the next one up?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lieutenant Junior grade.
Or is there
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, junior grade, but at least in TNG there's nobody who's ever that.
His name is Wesley Crusher.
Does he become a lieutenant?
Yeah, he does. He becomes he becomes junior grade, and then he becomes acting ensign, then junior grade, and then he's full whatever. Yes.
Then he becomes a time wizard or
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually could say this with actually some authority.
Okay.
So it's ensign is no pips. 1 pip and 1 hole or 1 unfilled pip is a lieutenant junior grade.
Okay.
And then lieutenant is 2 pips, and then it goes lieutenant commander, and then captain. Captain's 4 pips.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a source on the inside.
Look at you. Your sources.
Yeah.
I did hear that Garrett Wang is the only Star Trek actor who requested to direct an episode of a show that was denied.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like while he was on the show, he requested to do an episode because even like what is his name? Paris and stuff. He did one. Roxanne
Robert
Dawson
Duncan
did.
Hill.
Yeah, she did one.
Tim Russ did a few.
Tim Russ did a few, but apparently he was the only one where they're like, no. And I don't remember what he said was the reason. Like if it was just like, no, this episode's too important or complicated, or if it's like you're gonna be in it too much, or they didn't think he had like the chops to do just like a basic episode or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at the time while on the show, he was denied, and he's the only actor to have ever been denied.
Well, he was almost fired from the show. I listened to his podcast with Robert Duncan McNeil and
Delta Flyers.
Yes, and they were talking about in season 2 or 3, he was showing up late to set. He was partying. He had some family issues going on and some mental health stuff too. And he was told, like, if you don't ship up, we're going to fire you.
Oh,
So
maybe that was why.
I wonder if that's why they didn't. I don't remember him talking about directing.
When Jerry Ryan came on, and it was supposed to be Harry Kim who left, but he became People's like upcoming actor, man of the year, or something. Like he was in a high profile magazine. So like, no, we got to keep him.
Uh-huh.
So that's why, I mean, it worked out better. Jennifer Lean was better to get rid of, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't know if that's controversial.
instead of directing, they offered him the role of production assistant. They thought that would work for the ensign. So
That makes sense.
I mean,
You can work your way up.
Maybe he made people angry. Maybe that's why he was always ensign. He just actually made like Rick Berman angry. It's like, no.
that's right. You don't get a promotion now. We're
Yeah.
just gonna keep you over there. I mean, at the last like 2 seasons, he does bring it up a couple of times on the ship. So who knows?
Oh, in the episode that Sean brought up, I think it's called Timeless, the one with the frozen Voyager. They refer to him as Ensign. He goes, "They don't call me that anymore."
So I gotta go back to the Kess comment. Neelix and her at the beginning of the show, I was just like, why are you here? You don't need screen time. I hate you so much.
And they got so much screen time.
They got so much screen time. Yes.
And then,
you know, by the time Neelix left, he grew on you and you liked him and stuff. I mean, they murdered a person to just have him.
We'll get into that.
But Kess, I was like, when, you know, she was finally getting interesting and like having a personality and a storyline that's not like I'm a 2-year-old in love with Neelix. As soon as it got past that, I was like, oh, she's being interesting. And that's when they got rid of her. I was like, no. But she did come back as like, you know, angry Kess later on. So that was fun.
And that's a good episode.
It's a great episode. Yeah.
That one plays with time too, right? They go back and forth. It's good.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to the whole series, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, unless I'm mixing up episodes.
Well, she comes back to the ship, walks through it and tries to destroy, like blowing stuff up as she's walking down a hall. Then I think she gets to the warp core and like touches it because she needs the energy, and she jumps back in time and then bumps into herself and like knocks herself out and has her in the hydroponics bay, and then tries to like fix her situation on the ship because they're like, she's like, oh, you guys wronged me by, you know, being nice or something. I don't remember why she was angry. But yeah.
Well, she got fired from the show.
Yeah.
It's like Tasha Yar comes back, they're just pissed.
Well, did Tasha get fired? I thought she just quit.
No,
I
she
thought she didn't want to be on it.
But then she came back angry.
Yeah.
No, Gates McFadden got fired, right? For that 1 year.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she came back as Mean Crusher. Come on, guys. Follow along.
Oh my God. Pulaski makes me... I know this is not a controversial thing to say, but she makes me really angry. And every time season 2 is on, as soon as she hits the screen, I'm like, get off my screen. I don't...
She's so mean to Data.
I'm also not a fan of her.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anything specific, but like, I don't know. It's just,
Oh, I can.
She's not Crusher. She's not Crusher. And that.
No, I think the one line, I finally realized the one line that makes me really dislike her was when she kept calling him Data. And he was like, my name is Data. And she's like, what's the difference? He's like, one's my name. And she was like, but you're a robot. Are you like mad? Like, I don't understand the point. But I'm like, as a person who has a name, if somebody just called you a different name all the time, wouldn't you get mad? It's just so disrespectful that I was just like, I think this is why I hate you so much. You're just not a nice person.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to do a Bones McCoy, but let's make her a female. Like so soon at like, I mean, I guess it's not soon, but like this is only your 3rd Doctor ever, and let's make it Bones McCoy. Like,
yeah, but I don't even think she pulled off a Bones McCoy. He was a curmudgeon.
Yeah, so she is too.
Not
a little bit, but like
not in the same.
I mean, not done
a
well.
Luddite.
Too. Isn't she afraid of transporters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she sort of has that kind of thing. But like her kind of story, like not liking Data and being weird with it, kind of leads into the Measure of a Man episode, right? Like she's in that one.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
That's a great episode. So
at least she's in that one. They've been like seeding that storyline ahead of time, right? But a little like, oh, there's some Data hate out there, or some people who don't feel like he's a person.
Yeah. Or there's also the episode, which episode is it where Data is given command of a ship and there's like the person who's his number one
is
like, oh, you just don't care about us or whatever.
Yeah.
It's one where Worf resigns and he goes back to Kronos.
Yeah.
And the Romulan fleet is coming through. The Tachyons. I just remember them talking about Tachyons.
Yeah,
a
they're
lot.
trying to help out the Lursa and the
B'Etor?
sisters.
Lursa and
Yeah,
B'Etor.
Listen, B'Etor. Yeah.
What's their last name? Duras, the Duras sisters.
Duras, yeah.
Yeah, that's another great two-parter.
Sounds like a Ronald D. Moore script.
Oh
right?
yeah, I think
If it's,
anything
Yeah.
Klingons.
Yeah,
like,
Klingon
since
whole
after season
world
3
means
is
it's
Ronald
gonna
D.
be
Moore.
Ronald D. Moore.
Yeah.
Well, I must say that whole storyline with Worf's honor, like his father's honor, and you get with the Klingon Council, and you finally get into like the rituals or like the politics of like the Klingon Empire. And every time that came back into the show, I was riveted. I was like, oh, this is the good stuff.
Mhm.
It's just they recently showed on TV again. And they're just fantastic. And even like the episode where he like kills Duras and stuff, and you're just like, this is crazy. I loved it. Loved it.
They need to make like a Game of Thrones style show, but about the Klingon Empire.
Klingon Empire,
I think it would
yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
If you get the good writer to get in there and just be like, it's not Klingons, it's just like people fighting for a throne, and then put Klingon masks on them, then it'd be perfect.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I would watch the crap out of that. I feel
They're
like
just
that's
normal people with head problems. They just have this. They all have this very specific birth defect where it looks like they have a mountain range on their forehead.
Yes. I would watch the crap out of that show. Yes, I would.
Mhm.
All right. So speaking of, stuff we like, let's go to stuff we don't like. Who do you think the worst captain is?
So hard.
Oh no, I have one.
Does it have
Because
to be a
they're all
main?
terrible, right, Sean?
Well, you're gonna say Burnham. I know you're gonna say.
Yes, I am. She is horrible. She makes bad decisions. Well, I mean, tell you the truth, Kirk is a very close second. He's a very close second, to be honest. But like everything she does in the show is just so like I feel like she doesn't really think through everything, and everything works out besides the fact that she's made a bad decision. To be honest, I think everything she does is wrong.
My problem with her is how mutinous she is. She almost never follows orders. And that happens on other shows too, but then there's consequences or they have a talk about it and she just willy-nilly
6 episodes.
Yeah, she willy-nilly just ignores orders, and that always bugs me.
So does that mean you agree with me?
I don't know who to pick.
Burnham's the worst.
Right now I'm gonna say Archer. Because I am rewatching Enterprise, and some of his decisions I was like, what are you doing? But I know he's gonna grow on me as the show gets better.
Yeah.
But does it have to be the main captain, or can it be like a guest star, or
yeah, if you want.
Like could it be Jellicoe from the episode Josh
Chain of
referenced?
Command. Yep.
Even though I do like Jellicoe, but he could be an option.
He's reckless. He's a loose cannon.
He's
But he gets
the
the job
most
done.
military captain.
Mhm.
Yeah, he gets things done. He seems like way more military than any other captain you see.
Yeah.
Well,
it's true.
I think my biggest problem with Jellicoe is not that he's militaristic, is that even the people that are supposed to be closest to him, he doesn't divulge his plan. So then they don't know how to act correctly, and they're just confused. Right? So they're just like, I'm sorry, what are we doing? And he's like, I got a plan. It's fine. And you're just like, but I'm your second in command, and I have to control everything down the line. So why aren't you telling me what's going on? And he doesn't really have a reason not to. But
there's a great
counterpoint. Picard does that in the series finale with the Back in Time crew.
Yeah, they all get very confused. They're all
that speech is amazing.
Yeah,
they all die.
Yeah,
to save the future.
Yeah. But in that same breath, in the same episode, I will say, Geordi and Riker are real bitches in those 2 episodes. I'm like, you guys are so whiny. Like,
in the final episode?
Doing? No, in Chain of Command.
They don't like the new boss. Yeah.
They don't like, and they're just like complaining and bitching to each other, and then they go to the old boss. Can you talk to the new boss? And I mean, the new boss is just like, relax. This is my ship. You can just go, which is rude. But I get what he was saying.
There's a great scene where Deanna goes into the ready room and Jellicoe's changed. You know, he's got pictures his kids drew up on the wall. Livingston the fish is gone. Like he's changed everything. And she's in she starts talking about how trust is important if you want to get people to work for you well. And he doesn't listen to her. And then he tells her that I like a formal dress, you know, because she's in her casual clothes. Or
Like her burgundy,
space clothes. Yeah.
burgundy
And
V-neck.
then she never wears that again in the show.
Yeah.
She's always in the
Apparently.
blue, which I think she looks better in.
Yeah, apparently that was because like Marina Sirtis was like, "Why am I the only one not in uniform? Like,
Yeah.
give me the uniform."
Yeah. And then she gets that episode where she gets to train for command, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's a great episode, yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The-
But don't
it's-
they explain in the show why she's casual? I thought it was because she's the counselor and she wants people to feel like comfortable talking to her. So her being a little casual apparently calms people or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't remember that being said, but I believe it too.
What's it's funny that you mentioned that because I said I told you I watched that the other night and I watched it with my partner and she hadn't seen it before, and right before that scene started she's like, ugh, what is she wearing? And I'm like, just you wait.
You're dating a Jellicoe.
Yeah, no, apparently. I mean, as
I'm just kidding.
she's the one that provided this outfit for me, by the way. That's what I'm wearing. My
it's
Strange
awesome.
New Worlds costume department sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So she is the authority. So if she says that's a terrible costume, she's right.
Well, I mean, a lot of older sci-fi, the future is just a bunch of jumpsuits everywhere, which is a thing I've never understood, even though, as I've heard people say, if there's just like a uniform every day, it'd be easier to pick out something to wear.
As somebody with a long torso, I could say they do not look comfortable.
No. As somebody with a gut, I want a Star Trek uniform so bad, but it would never fit. It would never be comfy.
Well, they consciously got rid of them, right? They made them two pieces after, like,
Mhm.
I think the crew like revolted, the cast
you get
revolted.
Yeah, it was after like season 1 or 2, I think.
Yeah, they're like, I need a beard and I have to have pants.
Yeah. Yeah,
I love how the extras still had on the old uniforms in the background for like the rest of the series. Not even like the next season. It was just always.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sadly never saw the men's skirt again. Like you see in
just-
season
oh,
1
yeah.
a couple
Yeah,
times.
Yeah.
The dress skirt.
Yeah, the dress skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always somebody in like the background somewhere, and they sort of changed them to the dress uniform with pants, you know. So I guess that was fine, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of uniforms, I have a question about this.
Yeah.
So, for DS9, they changed it so they had like the purple pads, purple shoulders, and then you had like your undershirt was your department, right? But before that happened, Picard had like a weird purple shouldered vest.
Yeah.
What was up with that?
No, like, are you talking about like the suede jacket with the black pads on top?
Yeah, the
that
captain
was zipped
captain
up?
jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that thing was cool. I don't know. No
Maybe
idea.
he was going riding that day.
It's very important to have your own saddle.
It is.
Yes,
That
Another great
episode popped
episode.
on yesterday.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not the first occurrence of oh shoot, what's his name? Tuvok? Tim
Tim
Russ?
Russ.
Yeah, he's one of the
Tim Russ,
terrorists.
It's
Yeah.
not he's not Tuvok though.
Yeah, he's not Tuvok.
He's
I
just
have a
guy.
headcanon about that. We can circle back around to that later, but
Is that Tim Russ' first appearance?
I think it is.
So,
I'm
yeah.
trying, is
It-
he in
it-
one of the movies?
No, he's
maybe?
in one of the
Yeah.
original
He's-
series movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Who's in
5 or
the
6.
Squad movie?
I think so.
He's in 6. Isn't he in 6? Because he's on Sulu's crew.
No, that's
When-
in Generations. He's in Generations on the
He's
Enterprise.
in Generations.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
He's
Generations?
on
But I
Sulu's crew
think-
in a flashback episode of Voyager.
I could be mixing up
Yes.
actors, but I think he shows up in Undiscovered Country. I'm probably here. I'll double check that. I'm probably wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Odo is there in Undiscovered Country.
Yes. Oh, maybe
Yes,
I'm
he
mixing
is.
up. Okay. I think I'm mixing it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's like
Yeah,
one
but-
of the ambassadors or something that gets kidnapped by Spock's brother. Is that who he is?
No,
So that's
no.
Star
Isn't
Trek
he one of the
5.
evil? Isn't he one of the evil admirals?
Who, Odo?
Undiscovered Country?
In
In
Undiscovered
Odo, yeah.
Country? Yeah. Okay, yes. Maybe.
Yeah, he's one of the bad admirals. Yeah. Why are all admirals evil? Why is that?
I know, so
Like-
many.
Like the pull, suddenly you're admiral and you just like, oh, like I feel like you'd be solid by that point.
Well, I mean, early on in TNG, it's because they had parasites in them that was controlling them,
Yeah,
and trying to take over
totally.
stuff. That's totally
Which is
understandable.
never a story they have gone back to, and like
Mhm.
one of the I think that's one of the scariest Star Trek episodes.
Well, I mean,
I miss it.
apparently they were permeated at the highest levels of the Federation. So you would think they'd be like, let's check up on a couple other people to make sure, like, after we killed the mother, which was Remick, that they're really all dead. But nobody seemed to check in on that.
Oh, Remick.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that was a brutal. Like they like tasered that thing into the ground. Like they're that.
They
like his
packed
whole-
a whole bunch of ground beef and blew it up with dynamite.
They scanned it.
Yeah,
Well,
early TNG.
I was
had
wrong about
some,
Tim Russ.
creepy stuff.
It did. It really did. Like, and it got like, they didn't regularly get very like visceral about it, but when they did, they were just like, "We're doing this. We're doing it."
Yeah. Like there was an episode where people get vaporized and you see their skeletons for a second before they like.
Oh,
I don't even think that was
Yes.
very early on. Actually, that might have been like 3 or 4.
That was
Isn't that the
probably like a
collect-
Romulan disruptor or something.
Isn't that the Collector episode? Remember, the guy Saul Rubinak steals Data, and then he zaps one of his associates that Data likes. Don't you see her bone?
You see her bones in that one, yeah.
It's supposed to be the most painful way to die or something.
And then
Yeah, it was supposed to be that it
almost kills
explodes
her.
you from the inside out.
Yeah, but it happens so
Some
quickly.
weird
I'm like,
thing.
that's
Yeah.
it's really that painful. Like,
I don't know. I think
Sorry,
it seems like
Tracy.
a bad way to go. That was also a very like controversial / gotta think about it episodes, you know.
well, did Data try and kill him or
The
not?
collector episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all the toys. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the toys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially the collector was torturing other people to get Data to do his bidding, right? And then at the end, Data's like, you know, killing people is wrong, but also if he wasn't beamed up at that time, he would have murdered somebody.
Mhm.
So like,
Yeah. Talk about Saved by the Bell. Oh my god.
yeah.
I was just saying, once a robot kills somebody, that's I think you can't go back.
Can't go back.
Well, they
It's
get a
a lot.
taste for it then.
Maybe
Yeah.
Pulaski was right.
Uh,
Yeah.
or
You know,
maybe,
we should've listened.
yeah.
Plasky never got nothing though. She was just gone, which I understand.
Yeah.
Happy Gates McFadden was back, but like not even like I don't even think they mentioned it. I don't even think in
No.
passing they said anything.
No, I don't think they even brought it up any like ever again.
She didn't
Yeah,
come
no, and
back
she-
as a mean version of herself. That seems weird.
Exactly, right? That's at least the standard package.
Are you listening, producers? Evil Pulaski next year.
No, that was Evil Pulaski.
Oh.
She was in there before.
She comes in as good Pulaski that like loves robots.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
It is interesting though. Like one of the biggest tropes in Star Trek is the mirror universe stuff. But despite the fact that TNG did like parallel universe stuff, they never did mirror universe.
Yeah,
I don't think
was,
Voyager did either.
No, they didn't.
Well,
yeah.
no, they didn't. That's true. Oh, I'm thinking of I was thinking of because there's that one Voyager episode where it's like 700 years in the future and they got like their holograms to work and
Oh yeah.
He wakes up in a museum.
yeah, he wakes up in a museum and they've recreated it because like in their stories, Voyager's the villain. So it's like the mirror universe version of them. And like the funniest thing to me was when you saw Chakotay and it's like his whole face was a tattoo, not just like the top. I was like, really? Is this what we're doing?
Everything but that spot that it's in normally.
Yeah. Inverse.
Yeah, Janeway's just a blood killing captain. Sorry, bloodthirsty captain.
With a goatee.
Kill them all.
Her favorite way to discipline the crew is to throw scalding coffee on them.
Oh my god. Yeah. Let's see.
That Janeway would merge people just for her benefit, though. I think she figured out that was a plan. She'd like you two. You'd be better as one person.
Okay, so now it's been brought up twice by me and Steve. We have to talk about Tuvix.
Yeah, justice for Tuvix.
We got to talk about Tuvix. Like, I understood why she's like, I want my people back. I get it. But if we've watched enough Star Trek, at that point in time, we know she could have made a duplicate and split the duplicate, which is still technically murder, but nobody would have liked that Tuvix. Nobody's met that Tuvix. And I'm just like, did you have to do it this way? That seemed mean.
I mean, she did murder Tuvix, but if me and Josh get fused together at work and I don't know, or Shosh or something.
Yeah, and people would definitely notice.
Yes, and people fall in love with this new us. No, I want you to murder that person and bring us back to life.
They'd be like, "Hey, which one are you again? Are you doing account stuff?" Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He had a hat on. I have no idea.
But I mean, I that's why I love that episode, because it's such a moral quandary. Because he does not want to die.
No.
Well, by the time this happens, he has been on the ship for months, being friendly.
Was it months?
Yeah, it was like months. Yeah, because they were trying to figure out. Because the reason why they fused was because there was like a plant he was holding. Orchid, during the transport, and it does a thing. So, and it fused them and whatever together. And they couldn't figure out how to unfuse them because this thing was a part of their body as well. And so like they gave him duties. They let him make friends and do all this stuff. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, everything I did the last few months doesn't matter. I'm still just like an object that you can just rip apart. Thank you. That's great.
They should have put him on ice, just put him to sleep for a couple months and then sort of the problem.
Agreed.
I was told the transporters were safe. They have quadruple redundant pattern buffers.
But yet they've done horrible things to people.
It was a great moral quandary, and they redid it in Lower Decks, and I love how they just pushed past the issue and just let's merge everybody so it's ridiculous and we can't keep them together.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the thing that bothers me the most is that they let Tuvix get familiar. That's the thing that bothers me. If they were beaming up a cat and a horse and they merged and you're just we can't have this thing roaming around. They'd put it in suspended animation, figure something out and take it apart.
Or some sort of fly and person mishmash together, like a Brundle fly kind of thing.
And this is why you never name your science experiments, kids.
Exactly.
Well, they did a similar kind of episode on Enterprise, right? Where Trip got hurt. I think it was Trip, right? And then they had to clone him and then kill the clone to take out part of his brain.
Yes.
Right. It grew super fast.
Yeah. So
that must be season 2 onwards, right?
I think that was season 3. Okay. I want to say, just because I it was on that list of ones I was like, I should watch these episodes to remember stuff and see things for the first time, because I haven't seen all of Enterprise.
Yes, that's the only show I haven't seen all of it of.
Yeah.
That'll be done
I'll be
within a year.
Completely honest with you guys. I saw 4 episodes today. Those are the only ones I've seen. I haven't seen that much Enterprise at all. I watched the first 2.
You should watch, if you're not going to watch anymore, just watch the Mirror Universe episodes. They're completely detached from the whole, from everything. And I think that's great. They even do a different opening.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It just takes place in the Mirror Universe.
I heard about that they did a different song, because I read about the song today. Because the song is bonkers. That they have just a full-on song.
I have to admit, I kind of like the song. I didn't like it when it was airing, but now that I'm rewatching it, I let it run every time. And I don't like Christian rock or anything. I just it's a song mixed with the images of the space travel and the astronauts walking down the catwalk, and I don't know. It grew on me. I'm probably the only one. But.
I mean, I don't think I hate the song. I don't think I love it in the context that it's in. Just because I think that the orchestral stuff is a lot more fun. Um,
Agreed.
I also want to talk about the credits song, which is like really upbeat and peppy.
Yeah, it just starts like
Yeah, which is really
Yeah.
it's the West Wing has a similar problem where it has this really like jaunty
Oh, it
theme at the
does.
end, and then it'll be like, oh my God, did he die? Is he shot? Is he okay? And it's like a cliffhanger ending. It goes,
yeah.
I completely disagree with the theme song. I still can't
Mhm.
stand it. I did when I started the rewatch, I did listen to the whole song on the first episode, and I was like, I cannot do this, and I skipped it. And I know for a fact the only reason why I haven't watched all the episodes of Enterprise is because when it was first airing on TV, I'd watch the cold open, change the channel, then forget about the show. That's the only reason why. And what's funny about that is that every time I actually do catch an episode of Enterprise on TV, it's the episode where Trip goes to another ship and puts his hand in like a bowl of beads and gets pregnant with like the aliens' babies or
Oh
something.
yeah. That's season 1.
It is always that episode.
It's
That's
hilarious.
terrible.
He grows nipples. Oh, it's so funny.
And I'm just like,
Wait, he
wait.
didn't have them to start with?
Well, he
No,
grows more
Why
nipples,
didn't
I
he
think.
have? Oh, he grows more nipples.
Yeah, he's got like 20 nipples by the time
Oh,
they're like
okay.
done or
What
whatever.
am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of Sliders, where
Yeah.
he gets
Wow.
pregnant and gets the 2 nipples on his wrist.
Oh, it's been so
yeah.
long.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Next
I
week
used to
we're
love
talking about
sliders.
next week we're talking about sliders, right? The cultural touchstone that everybody knows about and everyone's constantly talking about.
Episode
Yeah.
1,
I
the
think-
Nazi
Yeah.
planet. Episode 2, the Roman planet.
They need
I remember
to bring
some
it
planets
back.
just
I
had the
think they
lights
should
at different
do a
colors,
remake.
and they're like, "Yeah, let's get out of here."
Yeah.
Sorry, what, Steve?
They need to remake Sliders. They need to, or not remake it, just do a continuation or
Yeah.
start
What
it
is it?
again. I just think it's
Sliders
such
a
a fun thing to do.
It was
Hmm.
it's Quantum Leap, but slightly better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And easier too. Like it's an easier story device. You could
Yeah.
make so many. You could make anything. You could do anything, really.
Anything can happen. But there's surprisingly isn't there 10 seasons of that show or something? Like there's a
a
surprising
lot.
amount of episodes.
I think
Oh,
it's like
of
5,
Sliders.
5 or 6.
By the end of it, it's completely different cast. I think.
Yeah,
except
most of the
for,
actors are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
except for
also
one
goes
person,
way off
maybe?
the rails.
Yeah.
It's also like it gets
I'm
like
not
there's like
saying it, but-
magic and stuff, and like it
Oh,
goes
really?
way weird. Yeah.
Doesn't,
Yeah, there's 87 episodes, 5 seasons. Yeah, good call.
doesn't Jerry O'Connell's brother take over
He
Yes.
does.
Yeah.
for him?
Yeah.
And he really does look like a
They're both in
Walmart
it for a
version
while.
of Jerry O'Connell. It's weird.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a overlap for the fans to get used to, Jerry O'Connell not being there.
Well, I mean, to begin, I mean, I love Jerry O'Connell, but to be fair, he's only like the target of Jerry O'Connell for Jerry O'Connell. So being the Walmart version, not that far off.
Not that far off. Got it.
And Jerry O'Connell's in Lower Decks.
He
Yeah.
is. He
Yeah.
is.
Well, he's married to
that's
Jessica
right.
Romaine, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, the
Una.
two number ones. Yeah.
His brother's name is Charlie.
Back to theme songs. Does anyone have a favorite? Like, if you had to pick one.
Probably Voyager.
That's mine too. It was always TNG, but when I started rewatching Voyager, I think it was a year and a half ago, I just kept letting it play. Like when the horns come up and then the Voyager's going through, like it's just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it changed. That's my favorite one.
Was
Yeah,
DS9
I haven't
did
even-
it-
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it might be DS9 for me. I think someone else was about to talk about DS9, so they could go ahead.
Oh, I was just I can't remember if DS9 slowed down or sped up when they did that change in season 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
it's
sped up.
slightly changed. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sped up. Yeah. I
Mhm.
liked it better then. I liked it. I felt like they were getting ready for war, I guess, and it was just the whole intro seemed.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
hyping you up for destruction kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah,
The
Voyager.
thing is, yes, I don't like the Enterprise theme song, but my problem with Discovery and Picard, not Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds,
Mhm.
but their theme songs are so forgettable to me that I'm just I don't know what's happening here, and I don't care about it.
I kind of like Discovery's theme song.
Can you
And it's-
remember how it goes?
Yeah, do do do.
It
do
builds as
like
it
that.
goes.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, and then it throws in the old Star Trek, like the original
Yeah, the like brass
yeah,
thing
at the very
on the
end.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's my favorite, but it's not my.
I
Like
think
I agree.
that
I agree with
they're
you on Picard. I can't even think of what Picard is.
perfectly tolerable, but not like special. I
Exactly.
think
I
is
feel
yeah.
like they're not special enough, you know? Because even Enterprise, yes, I will sit here, don't like it, and I will make fun of it, but can I sing the song? Yes, I can. You know, like that.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's the
Un-
difference.
Do it. Do it.
No.
I
Make
had
it
a friend
twangy.
get married.
opinion time. I also did not like the intro song to Firefly.
Oh,
Oh, I can't think of it right now.
It's also like a country
It's like
twangy.
a slow country. It's like,
yeah.
take my heart and take my hand, take me where I cannot stand.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It's because they
country.
made so many episodes.
Sorry, Steve, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I don't even remember. I was just gonna say 13 episodes in a movie, but
Right.
yeah.
Great movie,
Yeah,
by the way.
I did it totally backwards. I watched the movie, then I went back and watched the show.
Oh, same.
I totally missed it when it was on.
Yeah, I went into to the theater to see the movie, not
I was
even
like,
knowing what it
this movie's
was. I was like, oh,
awesome.
this is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think what they did with the movie was so like it was good enough that you didn't actually have to know the background of the
Yeah.
show to understand what was happening in the movie. But then when you watch the show after and then you watch the movie again, you're like, oh, this is so much worse. You know, like it's great. Yeah. Steve,
Yeah,
we
Fox
tangented
did
into
that.
other sci-fi.
Yeah. Fox did that show dirty. They aired it in like a horrible order. They just kept
Yeah.
they premiered it, then I think they delayed it, and like it was just
That's why
I
I
never had a
fell off.
chance.
That's why I
Yeah.
fell off, was because they aired episode 2, the train job, first, and then they did the 2-parter pilot. And I saw like the first part of the pilot,
What?
and then
Yeah.
there was a delay of a week, so I didn't even see the second half. And I was like, at that point, I was done. It was like there's regular guns and horses in space. I don't get it. I'm out.
Everyone talks like they're on Buffy.
well, most of them were at some point or another, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, it's that guy.
Yeah. there's so much of that. There's so much of that.
I love the episode of the Orville where both Phlox and the Doctor are like battling. I just
No, I
thought
did
that
not
was
watch that
hilarious that they cast. Oh my God, it's great. Phlox like burns Robert Picardo's hand. It's
So the doctors are fighting each other. Got it.
yeah.
That's great. I do have to go back and sit down and watch all of the Orville because the episodes I have seen, like I watched all of the first season and then it just came really sporadic and then it disappeared for a while and then it's on Disney Plus
Disney
now.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's on
I'm not
Disney.
seeing any of the new stuff. And
I haven't either.
yeah, I have to sit
Well-
down and just like watch the thing.
And they're coming back too. There's
Yeah.
going to be a season 4, so but they have to. They don't have anything. They have to start from scratch, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
they
to
have to build
rebuild
new
it.
sets. Oh wow.
I think so because it's been years since they were in production.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think they did the 2 seasons, then there was a bit of a gap, and then the 3rd season came out.
Yeah.
And then it's been nothing, right?
Yep. Yeah.
But-
The
COVID.
episode, I don't know the character's name. The security officer, who this whole species is men.
Oh,
There's an episode where
Brutus, yeah.
he's addicted to hollow porn, and it's so funny.
I like the episode where he gets addicted to cigarettes.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
that was amazing. Yeah.
Wait, is this character just getting addicted to various things in
Apparently.
every episode? That's just an episodic weird gag.
Yeah,
No,
it's,
yeah. They do make him eat like outrageous things too, because he accidentally eats wasabi, and then they're all like, "Okay, let's see what else you can eat." Just nails, glass. It's amazing. If you
There's
have
also
not
a
seen
really
the Orville,
good
I can't-
episode.
It's great.
There's a really good one where him and his husband have a female child, and then they want to abort it, or like, or wait,
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
Well, no. Sorry. The kid's
it's
like
alive.
a transition.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like a
So-
forced
so-
transition.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so they want to transition the kid back to male, and then there's all like it's great, and like humans are mortified by this, and he's like, "Well, this is my culture. This is what we do."
Yeah.
And it was actually one of the first Orwells that I really like not like didn't just find funny. I actually
Yeah.
Thought it was a good episode.
That's like a good, like, this is good Star Trek episode.
Yes.
Yes.
And I found a lot of other episodes that they had done like that. They were kind of taking show ideas from Star Trek and just not doing it as well. That was my criticism of the show. But that one was like, oh, this is really good.
Well, Seth MacFarlane is a huge fan of Star Trek, and like Orville is just like his homage to it. So I'm not surprised that you're finding a bunch of storylines from Star Trek in there.
He was also in 2 episodes of Enterprise as an engineer.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I haven't gotten to that
Maybe
yet.
I haven't gotten there yet. Yeah.
The cameos so far in season 1, I've been kind of surprised by a lot of them.
He
Well,
plays
in Enterprise.
He plays the engineer with ventriloquist dummy teeth.
Yeah. That one. Yeah.
And then he sings Sinatra for 25 minutes, and then that's the end of the episode. It was really weird.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, even like, so watching the original series, it made me realize that like how many original series episodes they adapted, especially into early TNG episodes. Like they have a lot of the same like premises and stuff, or like with what's the one where they all get like drunk
The Naked Now,
the Naked
the
Now,
second
Naked
episode.
Time, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's like a bunch of
yeah.
them in there that match. Like Immunity Syndrome is very similar to Galaxy's Child, for example, which is actually a late episode, season 4 episode.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. Like every time I watch, I was like, oh, this is like this episode, and this is like this episode. I was kind of shocked how much they sort of like pulled over and made slightly better, except for Naked Now. That doesn't count.
Oh, it's awful.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's the second ever episode of a series, and every character is acting unlike themselves, but we don't know these characters. Like, you just met them in the pilot. It's a long ass pilot, but like you don't really know them. And then Data gets to fuck. Like, that's great.
Yeah,
sorry, that's the only good part.
Oh, right.
And then they keep that going. Like when Tasha Yar dies, he has a little hologram of her in his desk, and they mention it a few times. Like
even in the movies they mention it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
in First Contact.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm fully functional,
fully and programmed with a variety of
techniques. Yeah.
Wait, why was he programmed that way?
Oh,
I
well,
never really
Noonien
thought
Jr. was a
about
perv.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, what's
Big perv.
Noonien's what's he doing?
dead.
I mean, at that time he was supposed to be dead, and we found out he wasn't. So
He just keeps coming back over and over.
Yes,
I mean, he's pretty alone in that shack, I guess. But really?
Oh, yeah, he definitely made some sex bots.
No question.
about it.
Well,
No question about
he
it.
rebuilt his wife, didn't he? Like his wife died, and he made an android of her.
That's right. That's right. Season 6 or 7.
Clearly, it
Yeah.
was just a sex bot.
Yeah.
How many instances of that are there? Because I have
They
that
find
other
another
one
android.
where there's like some guy, like his wife
Mirror
dies,
Hell.
and he just makes another one.
Oh, is that on the planet that was attacked?
Yeah.
And it's like they're like the only property on there, and
yes.
I want to say his name's Kevin.
Yeah, well, that's
Kevin Uxbridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his wife is oh god, I should know this. It's like a weird name. It's like a weird old woman, weird old white woman name.
That's another episode I love, even though it's real bleak. I apparently really like the bleak ones.
Apparently,
she
makes really good tea, so it's fine, according to Worf. That is.
To drown out Deanna Troy's like psychic ability, he plays like ice cream music in her head. Like it's like
it was music.
I actually really like that episode.
It was like from a music box or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, no, the ending where it's just like we don't have any way to punish you, so goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, he completely genocided a race. What the hell is a race called? Like you never get to see them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to a Star Trek podcast that makes fun of this all the time.
Greatest
Generation. Yeah.
It's a good bleak ending though. I really like there's no justice that can possibly come from this. You just have to go off and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Well, how do you put a god in a prison? Like,
The Final Frontier will tell you.
Oh god, the worst movie I think.
Yeah.
Of all time, possibly.
Well, sorry, the worst Star Trek movie.
I don't think it needs that much of a qualifier. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, good point. It's just bad all around.
I think this is a good time for some trivia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you guys choose. I've got no, you know what? No, I'm not gonna let you choose. I'm gonna start with general questions, which is just general questions about Star Trek and stuff in the Star Trek world. So they kind of go all over the place. I sort of tried to put them in like an easy to hard order, but I don't think I succeeded in doing that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna just use your names as the buzzer. So just yell out your name when you have the answer. And whoever
It's a
comes up with the
unique
answer
way
first.
of buzzing in.
It is. All right. So general Star Trek questions. Now, just to beware, these questions are all based on what has aired as of this recording. Okay? So don't think about what's coming up in the future, just what has aired so far. Okay? Question number 1. How many Star Trek series have aired?
Oh.
Oh, I thought this was an easy one.
Is it 9?
Sean is incorrect. Steve.
10.
That is also incorrect.
Oh.
Okay, let's see.
I forgot to count Picard.
So what was it? How many different series?
How many series of Star Trek has aired?
And you're counting the animated series, right?
Yes.
Which we should talk about a little bit.
Sean, you've already Sean and
I know.
Steve, you're out. Yeah.
You ruined the trick question.
Josh and Tim, any ideas?
I'll say 13.
Oh, incorrect.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can name them off because I'm the last one, right? So we've got TOS, the animated series, Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and then there's Disco, and Lower Decks, Prodigy, Strange New Worlds. So I'm at 10.
Wait, what else is there? What are we forgetting?
Picard.
Oh, so that's 11.
It's 11.
Yeah.
There are 12.
There are 12. Which one did I forget?
Wait.
There is
Short Trek.
Short Treks is considered a series. It is a separate series. There are 12.
All right. Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I said 9. I was way off.
Yeah.
Didn't Michael Chabon write one of the short treks?
I have no idea who that is.
I think he wrote the super future one.
Oh, the one where
that takes place in the year 4000.
Wait,
that's
where
Michael
everyone's
Chabon.
off the ship.
Yeah, and it's Aldous Hodge is on there.
It's actually it's one of the better short treks.
It is, but they shoehorned it into the last episode of Discovery. Like they
had to make it make sense.
Yeah, then they added that, right? They had already finished production, and I think they went back because then they found out the series wasn't going to be coming back for 6th season. But
and also how they didn't make no sense because she just went on the ship and the ship's all emotional because it is sentient. And they're like, oh, you have to go hang out in a corner over there, and the ship's like, oh, okay, bye. You're like, what? No reason for doing this in any way, but sure.
I think it's called the Calypso. And it was Michael Chabon that did. He wrote The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, or The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, and Yiddish Policeman's Society. He's like a novelist. He's really good.
You're saying a lot of words I don't understand, but good on you.
Oh, that's where we don't know words? We've been talking about Star Trek for the last hour and a half.
Yeah, enough of your Trek no babble.
Oh, excuse me.
Or novel babble.
I did find out something really interesting about Aldous Hodge the other day, randomly watching a video. So Aldous Hodge is the guy on the ship in Calypso, but are you guys familiar with Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He is the youngest nephew.
In
with
the stereo shop?
Yeah.
And at the school with the bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, Ricky squealed on us. Let's go this way. That's Aldous Hodge. And I was like, wait, what?
Oh wow.
It's been
I
a
could
while since
see-
something's blown my mind.
I love that movie.
I could actually see the gears in Sean's brain turning as he figured
Like-
figured out who that was.
I'm like, wait.
It was like a beautiful mind over there.
Yes.
Just all the characters in Die Hard.
Yeah.
I did my a grade 12 project on the Die Hard trilogy, in computer class. It was create a slideshow, and anyways,
I love it.
love those movies.
I love it.
Nice.
Question number 2. What does LCARS stand for? These are hard questions. Sorry, I thought these were easy questions.
We all have to give you our nerd cards.
Yeah.
Steve.
Library control, LCARS, access. No, I don't know. Library control something.
Oh, no. First word
I was thinking light
is
control
correct.
something,
No.
but I don't know.
Are we? I thought these were easy. I'm sorry. I
Library
thought
command, library command. No.
Man,
Well-
these dorks that are going to email everyone are going to be
I
pissed.
know.
I will say library is the first word. I'm sorry. I thought these
Is
were...
the second word console?
No.
Oh,
Mm.
Computer, probably.
Yes. Tim, you want to give it a try?
No.
No, we're gonna do this as a group.
is there
Let's see.
access?
This is it's a group trivia game where it's one team trying to figure out things. We all tried to figure out the last one together too.
Wait, Tracy, did you know this before you submitted? You wrote down the questions?
This one I did have to look up.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
one I did have to look up. Yes.
It seems like something we should know, but don't.
Yeah.
Who that's made it? I know who made it, but
Oh, hold on. Let me pull out one of my pieces of show and tell that I have.
Technical
This is
manual.
the Star Trek technical manual.
Nice.
Let's see if I can find it in here. Actually,
I
So
actually think I have
library,
one of those.
computer.
ARS.
Library Computer Access and Retrieval System.
Correct.
Yeah.
There you
That's so
go.
80s.
It's in the book.
It's very.
Thank you,
yeah.
Michael Okuda.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I like just finished TNG, and I went through the movies, and I borrowed the Blu-rays off my parents because I was smart and I got them the Blu-rays. And in it you can pull up like an LCARS while the movie is playing, and it's got a whole like index with like definitions and names and stuff like that, so you can like
Whoa.
look up who Captain Picard is, and it gives you like a paragraph or two on him and stuff like that.
I hate
Well,
the
that's
fact that
pretty
I
cool.
find that really cool, and I want to see that.
And meanwhile, the movie's just playing in the background.
Yeah. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. Question number 3. Everybody's at 0 so far. This is freaking me out.
Shame.
A M-class planet is suitable for human life, but what does the M stand for?
This was just in
It was just in an episode of
it's,
Enterprise.
it's like episode 2 or 3 of Star Trek Enterprise.
I
It's
will say
definitely-
it's a Vulcan word.
yeah, it's like 3 or 4 syllables. It's not midichlorians.
No.
Keep thinking of
Are
Miranda,
we sure?
but that's
Might
just-
be.
No.
You never
That's
know when
Serenity.
metachlorians are going to show
Yeah.
up.
It kind of reminds me of Miranda a little bit. It's like Merangular or something like that, but that sounds like a Ferengi thing.
My God. Okay, so apparently I weeded through my questions too hard, and I came up with hard questions because I didn't want it to be too
No,
easy.
this is now the quiz of shame the bad nerds.
So
You know
for
what,
people
you
listening,
guys?
Josh
I'm
is looking
gonna
through his
go
book.
have sex. Fuck you.
Go back to your football game, Josh.
Oh man, the Packers.
Yes. So have we figured it out? Did Josh go through his reference book and find the answers yet?
I don't see an index entry for M class.
Oh no.
This, but I could tell you all about the where all the different decks are in the Enterprise. I think it's the C on this.
Where are the
Or the
toilets?
D. That's the D.
So M stands for Minshara. Minshara. Yes.
Everybody got that.
I was just watching that episode. I was like, that would be a good trivia question. I'll have to remember this.
Completely forgot about it. Okay, so this if you don't get this question, I will be shook, guys. Okay. What beverage does Worf call a warrior's drink?
Oh, prune juice.
Steve. Oh yeah.
Sean, Sean, you have to yell Sean first.
Sorry, Sean, prune juice.
Ooh, we've got someone
just
pulling ahead.
And who was the first person to give him prune juice?
Guinan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fine. I probably should.
That didn't count as a question, right? That's not part of the game.
You got points in my heart.
Okay, so now I feel like this question's gonna be too hard. So I'll give you.
Still do it.
I'll give you
We'll do it as a group.
Get an answer within a decade. Okay. In what year were the treaties signed that created the United Federation of Planets?
God. Okay. Right.
Josh?
Yes.
Stardate or real?
Josh,
I'm going to say
It was real date.
2155.
it is
2163.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was gonna say around that time too, because
Yeah.
Enterprise right now is in 2120, I think, isn't it? In season 1.
So are we doing Price is Right rules? Closest without going over?
Yeah, why not?
Because then Sean's gonna get it because he's at 2160.
Oh no, I didn't actually say anything.
Oh.
No, you said words, Sean. I heard it.
Oh no. I was talking about Enterprise season 1 where it takes place. I was trying to.
That's a
figure it from
very
there.
good reference point. So just go with your answer, Sean. You were more right than me.
Isn't Enterprise that's before the Federation starts up, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's like NX01.
Mhm.
I don't think they've even met the Tellarites yet. It was one of the founding members.
It was closer to the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give you the exact answer now from my sources.
What is the exact answer, Josh?
Is 2161.
Correct.
Nice.
So you know what? I'm gonna give Josh that one. It's okay. He said 2155.
I said
within the decade.
2155. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Hopefully this is an easy one. Remember to shout your name first, not the answer.
Oh, I get the extra point for doing that, right? So I'm at 2.
What word is changed in the speech in the credits from TOS to TNG?
Josh.
Oh,
to TNG? Oh, it's man, right? It says doesn't it change man at some point?
To what?
To person?
Incorrect.
Oh shit.
Tim?
It goes from no man to no one.
Correct.
Oh, you
nice.
are right.
Tim gets a point.
I feel very stupid,
Shame.
but I get a point for buzzing in first, though. Which is great. So
Well, you
for doing it
said
right.
It's
man.
now
You were close.
3-1.
You were halfway.
yeah.
You were halfway there. All right. So this is a fun one. Who is the only person to appear in Star Trek playing themselves?
Sean.
Steve.
Stephen Hawking.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's all tied up.
Wait, hold on a second. Does
That's
Yo-Yo
another
Ma
late
show
episode.
up at some point?
Yo-Yo.
Or is he only? Am I still thinking of the West Wing that Yo-Yo Ma's always there?
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think
thinking about the West Wing a lot.
I think you're
Yeah,
thinking of the
that's
West
like
Wing.
those are like weird things to have
Yeah.
crossover.
You know,
Maybe not. Yeah.
no, they're flying a
Yeah.
spaceship in West Wing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a president of the Federation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Kurtwood Smith. Okay, get your stuff together. Okay. Oh, this is a local question. What Toronto landmark makes a brief appearance in an early TNG
Tim.
episode?
Steve.
Tim.
That would be Toronto City Hall.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also,
Do you remember the episode?
fun fact. Oh, yes, it's the episode in season 2 called Contagion.
Yep.
It is also the first episode where Picard orders his favorite drink, tea Earl Grey hot.
Oh.
Just an FYI. All right.
Yeah, aren't they stuck on a planet and then they open a portal and it keeps showing
There's-
pictures of different
The portal
spots and then it
keeps
shows
flashing in different places. All
it shows
futuristic
Toronto City
buildings
Hall.
and stuff.
Yeah. and
also
City
known
Hall-
as Raccoon City's City Hall.
Yeah.
Yep. I was
First
gonna
Disney movie.
say that.
It definitely doesn't look like a slideshow projector in that show. Definitely
Oh,
not at all.
not
Oh,
just.
no way.
No,
No.
no.
You can
I love
almost
Picard.
hear the carousel clicking.
I love when Picard walks through the portal and ends up on the Romulan bridge. So good.
All right, got 2 more questions. Which character has appeared in the most series?
Steve.
Oh, Sean.
Steve.
Worf.
That
It's gotta
is
Oh no, it's
correct.
I know the answer, but I'll stop. Can I say it still?
Yes, you can say it still.
Riker.
It is Riker. It is Riker. He appears
Wait, really?
He appears in 5
Yeah.
series.
Oh, you said series. Sorry. I misheard.
Yes, he appears in TNG, Voyager, Enterprise, Picard, and Lower Decks. And not DS9, because that is actually, we find it in the episode Thomas Riker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to ask if we were counting transporter clones.
Yeah.
I'm always counting transporter clones.
Always. All right.
But Michael Dorn has been in the most Star Trek episodes.
He must be.
Correct. He has. Yes.
Yeah, 7 seasons of TNG and then what? 4 seasons of Deep Space Nine.
Well,
Yeah,
that's actually one of the questions I pulled out. And I was like, I'm not going to ask this question. That's too hard for some reason.
He plays like Worf's grandfather in one of the movies, right? Isn't he
Yeah.
a lawyer in a different country?
Yeah.
A lawyer. Yeah,
I love that movie.
That's a good one.
Such a good
That
movie.
movie's so much fun.
Agreed. Yeah. All right. Last question. Fans usually call Star Trek the original series TOS, but in a cheeky move, the characters in Lower Decks also use TOS to refer to that time period. Steve.
Those old scientists.
Correct. Steve pulls ahead and wins. Yeah.
Yay, good job.
Lower
You
Decks,
narrowly beat me
Decks.
with my 3 points.
All right. So let's go with the next question. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. We'll start with Tim on this one. Is there a storyline presented in Star Trek that you wish they could expand on?
So I really liked the episode of not TNG, but DS9 where they go back in time to San Francisco for the riots.
Yes, the Bell riots.
That was really good and interesting, and only happened like last month. So,
yeah.
Still dealing with the fallout down south, I hear.
Tracy texted me the day of, and I was like, "This is such a nerdy text, and I love it."
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I really like that, but as much as I want to see that, I don't think there's really much more to happen there, like from like a modern Star Trek position. Like I think it's like an interesting time where conflict is happening, and this is where we're going to eliminate poverty as a society. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just hung up on those episodes.
They're great
episodes. They are good episodes. So, and they bring up some really cool like concepts and like ideas about pre-happy human society-ness.
They call them like sanctuaries, right? Where
yeah.
Which is, I don't know if you guys have watched the news today, but that word is sort of around a lot.
Wait,
sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is basically same deal. So, chalk that one up for they got it right, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah. It's gonna be 2 years before the Bell riots actually happen,
So I need to live until 2155 for this to get better. Okay. Or 2160, whatever it was.
We have to live through World War III and
the
not the Clone Wars, the
eugenics wars.
Eugenics wars, thank you.
No, the eugenics wars happened in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It was the Gulf War.
Yeah, no, the third, it's like 2056, I think, is World War III supposed to happen.
2049.
2049. Wait, what's in
I'll be done by then.
Something in the 50-somethings is supposed to happen.
And then First Contact is 2063. I don't know about in between. This is the universe that I'm looking at is not the most detailed.
I just can't wait till Ooby Dooby is the most popular song in the world. If you're in the movie, Stephen Cochran just keeps playing it on the jukebox.
On the jukebox, yeah.
Yeah. So Josh, is there a storyline that you think they should expand on? or
I
would
don't
like to see
know.
expanded on?
I mean, I don't think there's a specific one. I mean, I enjoy. I'm more of a thematic person, I guess, when I'm watching this show. So like, I really enjoy the theme that they do every once in a while, which is it worth it to save us? You know, like do we deserve to be the ones that win or the ones that are still around? Like, is humanity like that's all the Q stuff, right?
It's all the Q stuff, yeah.
Like all the Q stuff is judgment, which I think is an interesting concept of it's a pessimism versus optimism thing where it's just like, well, what do we remember from history? The advancements and the heroes, or do we remember the atrocities? So I think that stuff is cool. I like it when they deal with that. I'm a real bummer for the episodes I like. Huh, jeez.
Apparently.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, it's I like it when they do the big stuff. I'm less of an adventure-y person, I guess, and more of like I want them to kind of expand on the concepts and the stuff that they kind of explore in a philosophical sense rather than a physical sense, I guess.
I don't know. That makes me feel like they should have just like a Star Trek version of JAG, you know? Like it's just like a political drama in Star Trek.
I
and
love
just have that.
I love the court episodes.
They're the
Like
best.
the Measure of a Man episode is really great. Is like one of the best ones, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
But even like the Drumhead is really good.
Yeah.
And what's the episode with like Ardra? Like it's a trial.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Such a good
she's the
episode.
devil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was what she was big after that, wasn't she?
Was
What was
she?
her name?
I don't remember what her name is.
I can picture it, but I can't think of who the actress is.
No.
But maybe it's because of the wig and the makeup and
Am I going to just search Star Trek Devil Woman?
Ardra. That's her name.
Episode.
I love when she turns into the Klingon god of hell, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And Worf's like, you're
Yes.
not, blah, blah, blah. I can't think of the name.
The
Morlock
episode
or
is
something.
called Devil's Due.
Oh no, it's not who I was thinking of.
It's
No,
Marty
okay.
Dubois.
No, but
That's why I love TNG. There's so many
plays
little
that episode so
small
well.
episodes like that that are contained that are just so good.
Is one of those the Rashomon episode? Sorry, I kind of lost what we were. Is that the one where like everyone has their own? That's the one where everyone has their own perspective on the crime. They say that Riker like assaulted a woman.
No, not that one.
No, not that one.
No. I
This
like
is a
that
planet,
one too. Other people don't, but I do.
This is the planet where they have a what do you call it?
A contract with the devil, essentially.
Yeah, but like
Oh.
it's in there like 10,000 years ago they made a contract with the devil, but it's just like one of their stories, like lore,
Right.
you know. And then so this huckster figures this out and like starts messing with the planet, like with a hidden spaceship in orbit, and she pretends to be this god.
I
She
need
shakes-
all
she
of
shakes
the
the
grain.
planet.
This will be your payment. And it's like, but if you take that much grain, you'll kill us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Enterprise is in orbit. She's like, "Oh, technically, I own you too," and it like cuts the commercial. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in a lot of very popular TV shows, including Matlock, Murder, She Wrote, and Walker, Texas Ranger. So
They make
No.
it. Did she make it on Jag?
is there a drag on it? Hold on. I can find out that.
I was
Yeah.
amused that was your go-to like court show. You're just like, you know what, Jag.
well, no, because like I know they like to say that the Federation is not military, but it is military. And JAG fits because it's a military thing and it's courtroom drama. So
Military
JAG.
court, yeah.
Yeah, military
Yeah.
court.
I've always wanted them to do like a Mayday style show for all the starships that have like blown up, like just like a deep dive investigation into what went wrong. You know,
That would be cool.
Find the black
for
box.
like a very small audience, it would be amazing. But
Yeah.
Yes, that we
Or-
are the
or-
audience.
even just like an entire season where it's just like investigating every time somebody broke the Prime Directive.
oh my god,
Please. That'd be a lot. That would be
It'd be
so
a lot of-
much.
a lot of Janeway.
You broke the Prime Directive for a sandwich? I don't think that is a good reason.
But the turkey
good
was
sandwich.
dry. I had to go.
Or even
This-
if they do like a CSI one and like somebody's got a, it's just like Jordy with his visor, and every time like
Oh
he
my
says
God.
something, he like rips it off. Yeah, you
Well,
know, like, it's
well,
like-
that would be fun. Like just imagine, like, yeah, it's just like a team that goes to different planets, spaceships, space stations, and maybe for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 episode arc, they're trying to solve a murder, or I don't know, like just investigating something, and then each like it could be something different every time.
yes,
That would be so much fun. It'd be expensive though, with all the different sets.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's probably never gonna happen.
Or maybe it's one of those things that's like, what's a show that's practically in one room?
Or like a bottle episode kind of thing.
Yeah, like every episode is kind of like a bottle episode. It's like, you know, they are not allowed to go places, but you get evidence of something and you have to put the story together. But they're just in like, I don't know, they're like at the Daystrom Institute or something, and they're just like in a room in there. And they have like a team that has to like put together clues to figure out something. And they're like, look, all we found was like a piece of a shuttle, a toothpick, and like this guy's foot. Put together the story. And what happened, you know, from
The
like
pilot
all
was
of the
choking
stuff
on the
that they had.
toothpick.
Yeah.
Then he exploded.
Like
That's the
that kind of
thing.
story. I think that would be kind of cool. I'd watch that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the next news show? Is it the Academy one?
There's
Yeah.
the Academy and Section 31, or is that
Yeah, it's a movie. It's
It's
like
a
a
movie, right?
movie of the week. Yeah.
I keep
Discovery
trying
to me ruined Section 31.
Yeah.
They had their own comm badges. Like the second one of the ships shows up, it's like, oh, that's a Section 31 ship. It's supposed to be a secret organization.
Not so
And-
stealth, guys.
And then they have an entire fleet. Like it just it kind of wrecked it. Like Deep Space Nine introduced it, I think, and did it great. And it had who's that actor? William Fitch. I can't think of his name, but he was the head of like Section 31.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
showed up. He showed up a couple times. No, not
What's
sorry,
he?
that's a different actor. William
was.
Sadler. If
Yeah.
you look him up, like he's a character actor. He's in so many things.
Tell me. Also, Die Hard. There you go. Yes.
Oh shit, is who? Oh yes, he's the bad guy in
Die
2.
Hard too. Yes.
Yeah.
Diplomatic immunity. No, wait, that's
not
Lethal
him.
Weapon, isn't it?
That's not no.
Yeah, that's the weapon too. He's
Not him.
he's
like
oh
a-
no, the
a
line from that one's
general or
yippee
whatever.
ki Mr. Falcon is the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
In the
That's
sense
the-
of
that's-
yeah.
That's the
There's also like a melon farmers like edit I've heard. I've never actually like I've seen people with the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yippee melon farmers or something.
that's a strip club, right?
So Steve, is there like a storyline you think they should expand on, or you'd be interested to like know more about?
Yeah, I got a couple. I mentioned earlier, but like I want to know about those bug aliens. Like those things were terrifying, and they never talked about them again. Where are they at? Janeway and Paris's offspring. Like I feel like if those were evolved humans,
They're slug
people should
babies.
check in on them.
Every
Yeah,
once in a while, yeah.
just like, hey, did a society develop around these creatures? Like that would have been a great thing. Hey, Discovery, jump there and see what happened. Because
Oh my
enough
God.
time had passed.
Imagine if they come back like Picard, they have like a Janeway show, right? And it starts with her being visited by like these random like newt type creatures, and she's like,
Mama.
and they're like, who are you? They're like, you're my mom. Come to our society or something. Like that would be crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
They
love
have to
that.
get her out of prison first.
Yes.
What was something else? Yeah, or I mean, Discovery did this here and there, but like I would have loved a Riker series, like Aboard the Titan, or
Mhm.
just like even an animated series. I think that would have been
Oh.
that would have been the best continuation of TNG. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even find out what happened to the Enterprise E with Worf. That'd be
Oh my
fun.
God!
Mhm.
Please, somebody's got to figure that out or tell us. I don't know.
It's probably one of the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to see just like 5-minute slices of like, what's Wesley Crusher doing now?
Okay,
This
I have to,
What's his
do you know
life
what there's
like with the Traveler?
Have you
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
watched Prodigy, guys? We know what he's doing.
I've seen the first
No.
season.
The new season's not on Canadian TV.
No, it's not showing on TV. You can.
Well, it's,
watch
I mean, it's not on Netflix. Like,
Netflix.
It's on US Netflix, but it's not on Canadian.
Would
Oh,
it not be on Paramount Plus here? Isn't that where all
No.
the
I think they
No.
sold
stuff
it
is?
Oh.
because they gave up on it.
Oh,
Yeah, Paramount Plus doesn't air it
Well, it's
anymore.
like Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah, so because I enjoyed the first season of Prodigy, like I know it's a little kid show, so I gave it some
Yeah.
leeway with some stuff, but I actually kind of liked it.
I will say I have watched all of the second season of Prodigy,
Mhm.
and it is
Yeah.
much better than the first season.
Oh,
And they've
Okay,
got
yeah.
a very they aged it up a little bit, like not too much, but they aged up the story a little bit.
Mhm.
And they put a lot of stuff in it that's like your parents know about Star Trek. Here's stuff that's going on, you know,
For them. Yeah.
for them.
Okay.
And they build a really nice story. Spoiler, I didn't realize this would be a spoiler. But
Mhm.
Wesley Crusher's in it.
Oh.
And there's like
I did
a
not.
full story in it, and it's actually really well done. Wait, should I say more? I feel like I just want to say one more thing about it, but it might ruin it, so maybe I won't say it. Never mind.
It's okay. I'll forget.
he
Okay.
meets
Oh,
up.
Oh,
He meets up
so
with the second in command from lower decks, and they go find a dead body, right?
no, unfortunately
No?
not.
Does
That's not what
Ashley Judd's
happens?
character show back up?
Oh no, she doesn't.
Oh, you know what?
God.
That's one of my answers for continuing storyline.
The
Lieutenant
game.
Leffler, something like
Yes.
that.
Leffler. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's great. I love her. She shows up in what, 2 episodes of the show?
yeah, yeah. They introduced her before the
Oh,
the one with the
Robin
game.
Leffler. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, I was obviously super attracted to her, but I also thought she was a great character.
She
So I was
was
like,
a really fun character. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know who Ashley Judd was when I was
Yeah.
a kid. So
Mhm.
So Star Trek
Uh,
Prodigy.
Wesley,
Yeah.
like how? Why Wesley?
Well,
Why would you be
he's
going out with Wesley?
well, that's the real question on the show. But with Prodigy, he shows up because he's a traveler, and like, I'm definitely not going to ruin that part of the story with you, but he helps
Mhm.
the people. But the end of the show, so you know, in Picard, one of his catalysts for leaving Star Trek was because the incident with the Romulan evacuation. Romulan evacuation.
Cardassian.
No, it's Romulan, isn't it?
no, Romulus blows up.
Yeah, they're
Picard.
supernova.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about like in the TNG episode where he's
No, I'm talking
Like,
about
becomes a
Prodigy.
traveler.
Okay.
Oh,
No, not that. Yes, in that one, it's like the Cardassians are attacking this.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Yeah.
The Native American
Native
planet.
Americans.
Yeah, but yeah, and yes, that is true.
Whole
And they
planet,
try to get with them. But at the end of Prodigy, like it ends where the what are the slave robot entities called that like are like mining and whatever, and they turn against the people and they shoot everything. So it ends when that is starting.
Oh.
Like the last scene in the episode ends when they get called to be like, this thing's happening, we have to figure something out. And I was just like, that's an interesting way to connect it to the world, so you see like where everybody really is and everything. So I thought that was really well done, because the kids watching the show are going to be like, oh cool, they're going to a next mission. The parents that are watching are just like, oh, what? That's what I did. I did exactly that when it happened.
I really hope kids are watching Prodigy and getting into it, but I don't know any kids that do.
I don't know any of the ratings for that.
Or it'd be
show.
my friends' kids, but
Yeah.
They all just
I
want to play
tried,
sports. Ugh.
What's about Minecraft?
10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
You know what I put on? I'll just put on like lower decks in the background with like my kids aren't paying attention to it, but then they pay attention to like the fun like actiony scenes. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Watch this part. You'll enjoy the rest of it later.
I mean, that's probably what I loved as a kid. Like, I probably wasn't into the diplomacy episodes, and
Exactly.
which I am now. But
Yeah.
like
I'm just trying
I
to
love
pull
the
them in
pew-pews.
slowly. Yeah.
It's all the stuff that makes you like think and all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
those are the best episodes.
Okay, so there's a question here that I want to start off on, because this is a thing that frustrates me, right? And the question is, are there any concepts in the show that confuse you? And there is one, and it is called the universal translator. On every version, like original series does it differently. They try to address it in Discovery. Next Generation and on don't really address it. But how does the universal translator actually work? Right? Because in Enterprise, it's like this thing they hold. Sometimes it talks back to them in other scenes. It's like, oh, I can just hear, it just sounds like you're talking or whatever. In Discovery, you find out it's like some sort of system on the ship, right? That turns off at some point in time, and you realize everybody speaks a different language. And Saru gets all mad because nobody else speaks other languages. But then I was like, but how are people hearing what other people are saying? Because it can't just be a speaker spouting out what everybody is saying all the time in a different language. That just sounds messy and crazy. And in Next Generation, apparently it's just part of your comm badge is the universal translator. Is it like double talking to you? Is it just like beaming the thought of what they're saying in their head? But there's also the problem with like very often in episodes, it's like, Worf will be like, "You are my Chadich." I'm like, yeah, but Chadich is Klingon, not English, so shouldn't it translate into like an English version? Like, how does this thing actually work? And that's the thing that's been driving me crazy. No answers. Nobody's coming up with it.
You're right.
Okay, so I can posit some answers towards you.
Okay.
So one, if I remember correctly, in either Discovery or Strange New Worlds, you can see them kind of like putting a little earpiece in, and it's kind of like one of those smaller hearing aids that exist nowadays. So I think that is like one step of it. I could also see it being like an implant that's just like a bone resonator type thing. So it's like only you can hear it. And I can see that like working with the comm badge, like the comm badge does the decoding and then it sends it up to your ear. What were your other questions?
I think in Star Trek Beyond, the last like movie, they had a universal translator that wasn't working very well, and it did the double talk, which is one of your scenarios.
Yes.
So I think that in some explanations, or in the Kelvin universe, that is how it works in that one.
Well, I mean, even in Undiscovered Country, when they're being trialed by the Klingons, they're given a translator, but it's in his hand.
Yeah,
and it's
totally,
double talking. It is double talking. And even in original series episodes, they bring down this like giant machine to translate, and it's like the thing says something, then it says something in English, and then they respond, and then they press a button, and it sends the language back, right? Yeah, but my like I know it's just for like visual things that they're just like, oh, everybody's just speaking English. But at the same time, I'm just like, I like nobody's ever tried to explain how this is working or how it breaks or how it gets better. There's a couple of episodes of Enterprise so far that try to like talk about how they get it to work and everything. But it's just one of those things that I'm just like, some scenes I'm like, I just don't understand why it's not working or why this is happening.
I remember listening to it's like the official Star Trek podcast with Tawny Newsome and God, what's his name? He's the bird in Lower Decks, the bird counselor.
Yeah.
Anyways, they had I think the guy's name is Mo Rocca on. He's like a humorist. Anyways, and he was talking about how this is almost impossible because he was talking about Farsi, for example. I think it was Farsi. He was talking about like the language they speak in Iran and like the surrounding areas. And it was like, I might butcher this a bit, but he was like, so in that language, the verb is used at the very end. So you don't know what someone is saying until like the last few words. So if you're saying a sentence to somebody, there's no way this thing will be able to translate what you're saying properly. You have to wait until the person is finished saying it, and then it could figure it out.
Okay.
So like you would never get in real time, and like with alien languages, who knows, right? So he was like trying to like do like an intellectual look at it, and I found it really interesting.
Well, that's the thing. In some episodes of like Enterprise, for example, they're just like, we have never come across a language like this, and Sato has to sit there and try to come up with like
Poor Hoshi.
syntax and all this kind of stuff, and then try to put it, and then hopefully it works, right? But yes, that is a concept that confuses me in the show, and it's like a big part of the show because that's how they like handle things. Except for in original series, there's an episode where it's like, no, everybody just speaks English is essentially what they say, and if you don't speak English, you're dumb because Uhura gets what's that stupid floaty robot? It zaps her brain or whatever, and then she can't speak English anymore. She speaks her like home language.
Is that the one that thinks Kirk is his father?
No.
Or thinks it's his creator?
No, Nomad?
I think it's Nomad. Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else.
He scans that episode also made me really mad because they scan like Uhura's brain and the robot's like, this brain is confused and jumbled and I don't understand it. And Kirk goes like, yes, that's a woman. You're like, what?
Oh,
what?
The original series is so sexist. It's like, I know it's in the 60s and it's, for the time it wasn't like it was groundbreaking, but boy, watching it now, it's tough sometimes.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy though? For its time, it was progressive.
Yeah.
Like even in that area, which is just because it's super sexist, especially.
I remember there's an episode where they're on an away mission and Scotty's in love with one of the women on the away team, and he won't let her do anything. He won't let her do her job because it might hurt her. And it's I've never disliked Scotty more in an episode.
Yes.
He was so annoying, and then she falls in love with the god they're dealing with on the planet or something. I could be mixing up episodes, but
typical woman stuff.
And then Scotty's like,
on the subject
pretty much
of
every girl I liked in
Scotty,
high school.
on the subject of hating Scotty, the episode where it comes back in TNG is also pretty rough.
Oh, I love that episode. You don't like that one?
No. Like it's a great episode, but it's just like, hey, teach me about your all your new technology, and hey, give me a tour of the warp drive. It's just like, I can't right now. I'm working. Like,
I get why Geordi gets frustrated with him.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite episodes too. The Dyson Sphere, and then just bring him back. Oh, it's so good. There's just so many good ones.
So many good ones. But yeah, there's so many episodes on TNG where like a woman shows up, it turns into a soap opera for a second. One of the either the woman falls in love with Kirk or one of the men fall in love with her. And then at some point in time, she gets literally manhandled, like just grabbed and like shook. And then the episode finishes and you're just like, wait, what? It's a thing.
There's an episode where they're bringing I think it's a Klingon ambassador somewhere, or I think she's Klingon, and Kirk and her almost fall in love, but she's being like frantic, so he slaps her like right across the face, and then she kisses him.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, that's on par for
Bondy.
Yeah.
It is.
Sorry, Tim, I missed that.
I said that's on par for Klingons, though.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
that's true.
Actually, that kind of is. Fuck.
No, but I don't think she was.
What a bad message for people. For like,
Kirk knew what he was doing. No, I think
she's a
Romulan.
Is a Romulan?
I can't remember.
Yeah, because wasn't it like she was getting taken? She's like high priestess of blah 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 or something, and she's getting taken somewhere to like marry some random man, and she's like, I don't want to go. This is garbage.
No, I think she's an ambassador or something.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he didn't hit her because it was culturally appropriate.
Yeah, this woman is being crazy.
Yeah,
I don't want to fix her.
According to her culture, it's okay that I hit her. So here we go.
Kirk leaned into that one real quick.
Ooh, I've been waiting for this all day.
There's also I have a giant note about this episode with Diana Mullard. She plays Dr. Pulaski in TNG, but it's the first episode she shows up on the show. And the episode is called Is There in Truth No Beauty? And literally the whole episode is so she is transporting an alien that is kept in a box because apparently if human eyes look at it, they go insane, essentially. But she's the only one who can be in the room with it, and nobody knows why. And she's very beautiful and all this kind of stuff. And the whole episode, everybody, like the doctor and Kirk and Scotty and all that kind of stuff, they're like, but you're beautiful. Why don't you have a man? Why aren't you settling down? Why would you want to do this? And blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and she's being all mysterious about it. And she's like, but I like essentially, she's like, I like my job and I want to do this, whatever. And at the end of the episode, you find out she's blind. So she can't see the thing. And she's sort of
I forgot that.
been
That's right.
faking. But they're like, oh, you have to like fix the situation. And essentially they like abuse her to be like, why would you go to no place with this thing when you're pretty and you should have babies and all this kind of stuff? And you're just like, the fuck, what am I looking at? Like, what is this?
I watched the last episode of TOS today. And in preparation, and there's a line in it that says that I forget the exact wording, so I'll kind of summarize it. Death is better than being a woman who lives alone.
Yes.
That's like JD Vance shit.
Yeah.
That's like cat lady nonsense.
Yeah. Nope. That's
It's
solid stuff. Good stuff, guys.
I can't think of the last episode of the original series.
It's a body switch episode.
Yeah, it's a lady.
I mean, they didn't know it was ending, right? So
no,
they didn't have a chance to wrap it up.
Yeah, so like a lady captures Kirk, and because they had known each other, and like she switches bodies with him because she wants to be captain of a ship, but she acts crazy as Kirk, and you're like, what? You know?
I mean, season 3 of the original series is rough, right? Like it's like the opposite of most series. It's
first
season 1 and 2 are
Spock's
good.
brain.
Oh yeah.
But it
I just
also
remember the
has-
episode where the space hippies take over the ship.
Oh god, that episode is
One of them is
horrible.
who's the Russian? Oh god, I should know this.
Chekhov?
Chekhov, thank you. He's like an old love. One of them's an old love of Chekhov, and anyways, it's just there's hippies in like their mess hall playing like weird space instruments. It's I'm pretty sure that's season 3.
Yeah,
It's just a sitar, Sean.
It's a space sitar.
I will say season 3 to me has the best episode in the original series, which is "Let This Be Your Battlefield." I
which one's
really
that?
like. That's the one with the half black, half white, half black.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
they've
yeah,
been
the
fighting
racism
through
episode.
centuries, and then they get back to their planet and they realize the whole planet's like killed themselves, but they're still fighting because they've been flying all over the place trying to catch each other and kill each other or whatever. And it's one of those moral quandary things, right? At the end of the episode, they're just like, do we just leave them here by themselves to die, even though we've told them like there's nothing to go on for and there's no reason to fight each other? And they're just like, yeah, we're gonna keep fighting, just put us back on the planet. And they're just like, okay.
Did they give them all mirrors and then they all got confused as to which ones they are? Wait,
Who do
hold
I hate
on.
now?
Wait, which one am I?
Yeah, she just beamed down a bunch of mirrors to the planet.
Yeah.
Conflict over.
Are there any other concepts that are confusing in the Star Trek world that you're like,
Where
I
are they?
need to say?
They never talk about going to the washroom ever.
I mean,
They just beam it out of them like
Well,
in
that's
Harry
what. Yeah, that's
Potter.
my next question. Do they beam it out of them? Like,
or maybe the toilet, like you flush, but it actually gets beamed somewhere. Just
like they definitely have showers. Or they call them. What do they call them?
sonic showers.
Sonic showers. Thank you. But when you see them in the bathroom,
they
there's
definitely
no-
have sinks.
Mhm.
Yes, but never a toilet.
They have tubs. They have tubs. Thanks
Look
to
in that.
Voyager.
Are you looking in the technical manual?
I am looking in the
toilets?
technical
Yeah.
manual, yeah.
Like there's not even 3
There's-
seashells.
There is one. It's there's somewhere in there.
Thanks, Josh.
That was for me. Looking through it. I'm not very I'm good at going through this. I did find the entry on the Universal Translator. It only talked about how the computer does it, not about how it physically does it in the room.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. How do you have a neutral zone in space? Like, you can literally go anywhere. Like, how would you determine?
Star Trek space is very linear.
Oh, like the
It's
height.
just expect there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
like
ships would like show up like all sorts of ways.
So
Yeah, like-
I imagine it is that like isn't basically it just isn't like all the different quadrants and stuff, like isn't that just our universe and not, or sorry, isn't that just our galaxy and not our solar system? No, because they go around to different galaxies.
yeah,
Yes.
like
It's just an area of the universe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, I just
I don't
know
have
how
an
it
answer to
works.
that
Yeah.
question.
No,
And
Just
that's
show it on
the
a map,
question.
and it's like, but space is infinite, right? Like,
Yeah.
couldn't she just go from?
And in all directions and continually growing.
Yes, and I never really thought of that till I watched The Expanse, where they actually did space combat correctly.
Mm.
And it was the first sci-fi show I ever watched where like, I ended up like watching videos on it. I was like, oh, okay, this is what would actually happen.
And they're like throwing
You know.
in like physics in there and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
like
while
in
they're
Star
doing it.
Wars and Star Trek, it's like dogfighting, which doesn't make any sense in space. Or
Mhm.
Battlestar Galactica, or like that's World War II dogfighting. It's would not happen.
Yeah.
I think for BSG, the fighters do more like actual space stuff where they like flip around 180 and they keep going
Yeah.
backwards.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that's a good
no,
point.
like for the most part, yeah, it's just like I'm flying a plane.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so we could do two things: answer one more question, or we could do one more quiz. Which one do you want to do?
Oh,
One
we
more
could do both.
trivia. We could do both.
Let's do both. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to do the show and tell stuff. I have so much
You wanna-
weird, fun merchandise.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I appreciate data.
we'll do.
Is it show and tell? I didn't know we were gonna do show and tell.
Well, you've already been shown. It's great. It's great. Okay, so all right, so we'll do some one more set of trivia, and then we'll do a little bit of talk about like some memorabilia or like anecdotes you have about Star Trek. Okay, but this time with the trivia, you have a choice. You can either go with a category called species,
Mhm.
or you can go with a category called names.
What about
Do we have to decide
potables?
As a group, we're gonna
we decide as a group?
yes.
I'll vote species.
I'll do species as well. I'm more
Yeah.
worried about names.
We're gonna get the early one done with in this episode.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. We're gonna get the easy one done in this episode.
Yes.
Just wrap it up with some softball questions.
Yes. So species? Are we good with species? All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
We're gonna go
Natasha
species.
Henstridge.
You're pulling
That
out
was one of the
some
first
deep-
rated R movies I ever rented as like
Oh,
a
God.
16-year-old.
Oh my God.
me and my guy friends like hee hee.
Tangent King.
Okay, so this is about very species specific questions, and we go through the lore of a few different species. There are 10 questions here. Okay. So, question number 1. What is the name of the Klingon hell where the dishonored go in the afterlife?
Steve.
Steve?
Stobelcore?
No, that's where the honored go. That is heaven.
Oh.
Oh.
Also a great band.
So we brought it up earlier. Ardra, I think her name was. You know, the
Mhm.
one who's pretending to be the god of that planet.
Yeah.
She turns into the god of the
Of the
Klingon
underworld.
hell
Yeah.
and says it, and I can't think of what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But man, it looks like that god looks so cool.
Yes,
Like,
they are.
it's got,
They are ferried there. On the barge of the dead. No.
Oh yeah, there's a Blonde Torres mom episode about that, right?
Yes,
They're on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I should know this,
No.
but I can't think of it.
No,
The
I got
answer
nothing.
is Grethor, everybody.
Oh,
Grethor.
I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
That doesn't have nearly enough syllables in it.
Yeah, it sounds like Harry Potter. It doesn't sound like Star Trek.
I mean, there is a comma in there. It's GRE comma. Oh, sorry, apostrophe
Yeah.
THOR. It's in there.
All right. Okay.
Is there any like sound in there too? Like a little grodal
Possibly,
Throat
but I
Yeah.
don't have my Klingon dictionary with me to provide an
break
answer to
out
that
the
question.
universal translators, guys.
Question number 2. Actually, this might be a hard one, but we'll see. For Bajorans, there's a very important festival where they write their problems on renewal scrolls and burn them, turning their problems to ash. Now, in DS9, there's, I think, 3 episodes that bring this up. What is this festival called? I will take one of the 2 names.
Tim,
Tim.
the Festival of Renewal.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
I weeded out the easy questions and I made them too hard.
It
No, I'd
is
rather hard
just-
ones. It's more fun.
That is just a thing that people do in real life, right? Like that's just a regular thing that happens. That's a
mean-
real festival, cultural festival, right?
Yes, there is a
Yeah.
there's the Lantern Festival that the Japanese do or Chinese do. Where
Sure.
it's that you put your problems on it and then you have a lantern. No, that's
Yeah.
no, that's for Wishes for the Dead, I think.
I think they
Not-
do it in that last James Bond movie. I think they're in Italy and there's a night where they're burning a bunch of
of stuff.
things.
They definitely do
Like
in
things they
Japanese
wrote down on little things.
culture.
And, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I cannot think
well,
of the fictional name for it.
it
Me
is
neither.
called either the Peldor Festival, which is the Bajor name,
Okay.
or the Gratitude Festival. Same thing.
Okay.
All right. So we brought up this episode. So there's another question. We brought up this episode earlier, and hopefully you remember. While being tortured by Gul Madred, Picard is given a Cardassian delicacy, but it is raw and disgusting. What is it?
It's an egg, Sean. It's
Sean.
an egg. I don't remember what the name of the bird is.
Okay.
I remember he tells a story
I
about how,
watched it.
as a small kid, his arm got broken by a bigger kid to
Yeah.
get one of these.
To steal it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I watched it literally 2 days ago.
Yeah, 'cause
I watched an
it's
episode once a year, probably. I should know this.
Yeah, it's like a little mini like dragon or like an eel or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's all gross on the inside and stuff.
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do not remember the name of that species.
It is called a Taspar egg.
Taspar.
Taspar.
That episode is so
had to
good.
be in it.
Maybe that is my favorite episode, or that two-parter.
It's a
That
good one.
two-parter is excellent.
Like when he brings his daughter in, and Picard's like, "You subject a child to this." It's so.
Mhm.
The
And he's like,
acting
of
is
course
so,
I do. It's this
Oh.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And after he tells the story about him being a kid, Picard laughs at him and mocks him for
Yeah.
until like the
Yes.
end of the scene. It's
I'm
awesome.
only gonna think of you as this
Oh.
scared, weak child. Oh, it's so
It's
good.
so good.
So good.
And that actor who plays the Cardassian, he's been in Star Trek a lot.
Mhm.
He died.
He
He
played
died
a-
last year or the year before, and it was sad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a few years
Great
ago.
actor.
Next question. I will give this to you within, I'll say 10 again. How many Ferengi rules of acquisition are there?
Tim,
Tim,
133.
you're nowhere close.
Sean, I'm gonna say 250.
Closer, but no.
Steve, 301, but it's always growing.
You did go over. Oh, wow.
Oh, I
Let's
see my
it's you,
spot.
Josh.
270.
Wait, so sorry, you said 301, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are equidistant from the answer. God damn it.
But wait, is it Price is Right rules?
Oh yeah, we didn't
That's
declare
true.
Price is Right.
Price is Right. The answer is 285.
Thank you.
285.
I rule. I know all.
Wow,
That
you're
totally
just-
wasn't me
you're
waiting
just
until everyone else
stealing-
said numbers.
Stealing points for people. Oh my
$1,
God.
Bob.
All right. Here's a fun one. During Ponfar, the blood of a Vulcan boils with mating lust. When there's a dispute over mates, they have a fight to the death to resolve the issue. What is this passion fight called?
Wait, that's not the Gorn music, is it?
No, that's
No,
the
okay.
music that happens in that fight.
For the fuck fight. Sorry, no one swore yet.
You swore
No,
earlier.
I dropped an F-bomb.
I swore earlier. Shit.
Any? No,
I don't know. No.
It's called the Caliphie. Caliphie.
I got a trivia question because this came up in the last Enterprise episode I watched.
Mhm.
How many years? So how many years is it for? No, sorry. How do I phrase this? So Ponfar is every how many years?
7 years. It's 7.
No, it's 9.
No, it's 7.
T'Pol said 9 in the episode.
It's 7.
Maybe she's on a different schedule, but yeah, it's 7.
Oh, is it
7.
really? Shit,
Yeah.
did I mishear it?
Yeah.
No,
I
must have
think you
misheard
misheard it. Yeah.
She's just
Damn it.
choosy.
it. Speaking of characters I don't like, T'Pol.
Oh,
that-
the worst.
That show does her. I mean, like it over sexualizes that woman so
Oh
hard.
yeah, you
It's
thought like
crazy.
Jerry Ryan got had bad? Like
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Everybody
Like,
likes
I
She's
her.
also
Not-
she's not an actress though. Like she's a model, right? And I hear she gets
And-
better, but
she does okay. I didn't. I mean, she's wooden, but she's a Vulcan. That's what they all
yeah,
are.
but
So,
I mean,
Like,
But they
He's
have
Vulcan.
like I would never call Tim Russ or Leonard Nimoy wouldn't.
Mhm.
Like there's so many good Vulcans, and I don't know. Like Tracy was always complaining about her, and then when I finally started watching Enterprise again,
Yeah, she's
I was
bad.
like, yeah, I kind of agree.
I could definitely see where that problem is, but like, I think I'm more mad at the makers of the show for just like, let's linger on her stomach for an extra minute and a half.
Or yeah, they get so many
or-
boob shots.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
I will
haven't
say
Or they
even
find
seen
they-
much
reasons
of
to
the
put them in
show.
quarantine.
I will say
Yeah.
they do it to the men as well, which I think is
That is true.
hilarious.
Except for the most horny Star Trek.
This is going to be an easy question. What is the average lifespan of an Okampa?
10 years?
Seven.
Sean, 10 years?
Incorrect, Sean. Steve.
7 years. 7 years.
Incorrect.
What? 8? Oh, okay.
$1, Bob.
9 years.
It is 9 years, Steve.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is
I really
correct.
thought it was 7.
Oh, you were saying it the whole time,
I'm
Sean.
saying-
So she was
what's the
barely like
Okampa
9
again?
years.
a Kess.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And she was
Wait, so
two-
what is the right age for Neelix to date her?
like never,
Maybe-
to be honest.
Like if she's
I-
7,
Yeah,
is it okay?
Yeah, they never address that, but that is not okay. Like, I know her
No.
species grows and dies really quickly, but you don't, Neelix. You don't.
No.
Yeah. So, because when they got on the ship, she was 2. And when she left the ship, she was 5. And when she came back, she was like 7.5 or something. And yes,
It's
she's
an
a
old
grizzled
maid.
old lady, but I'm like, all I kept thinking the whole
Neelix would've
time
got rid of her
is
by
that,
then.
like, you're dating a 2-year-old. That's why
It's like
she's
Leo.
so childish. This is creepy.
Yeah, super creepy.
It's very creepy.
You didn't want to save that for at the end of the podcast? You're dating a 2-year-old? That's creepy.
That's what I should have done.
Yeah. That's your quote for the end before when you say
We'll
goodbye.
just cut this segment.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What species in the Delta Quadrant do the Borg not assimilate due to their unremarkable biology and technology?
Tim,
Tim,
is it species 8472?
that is incorrect.
No.
Well, yeah, they're from a different quadrant or something, aren't they? Like, don't they open a portal to them?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Steve? Is
Steve.
it the Kazon? Is it the
That
Kazon?
is correct.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
The worst species, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why they don't bother.
How are
with
they a
them.
spacefaring species, but they don't have any water?
Well, they all they're like the oh my god, the macros.
But they don't have the basic
They steal
like necessity to
their
live,
talk,
but they can travel throughout the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
that, it sounds like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. It's like, what? I'm not good enough for you? Like you go all around, like assimilating every other species you come across. Me, you're like, I'll pass.
Yes, that's just depressing.
Yeah.
Next question. In the mirror universe, the ganglia of what species is considered a delicacy?
Oh, Steve, Kelpian.
Steve, correct.
Kelpian.
Oh, Steve is pulling ahead.
Did
Oh
not
my
remember
god.
Saru's.
Yeah, I don't want to say Saru.
Okay. What planets initially signed the treaties that created the United Federation of Planets?
Sean.
Sean,
Oh, wait. Do you want planets or species?
either is fine.
I don't know the Tellarite planet. So Tellarite, Vulcan, Human, and Andorian.
Correct. The Tellarite planet is just called Tellar. Tellar.
Tellar.
Yes.
I can't wait till they show up in
And-
in Enterprise because I think Jeffrey Combs plays the main Tellarite.
No, Jeffrey
No,
Combs
no,
plays the
sorry,
main
Andorian.
Andorian.
Sorry, oh, Andorian. Sorry, I'm mixing them
He's,
up. You're right.
he's one of the best characters in the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
Tellarites are like the pig people, aren't they?
Who are mad all
the
yeah,
time.
the antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last question, even though somebody already said the answer to this question. When the Borg attack fluidic space, they encounter resistance.
Oh,
How do they refer to
can have it,
this
Steve.
formidable foe?
no, it's okay. Go ahead, Tim.
Is it species 8472?
It is! You did it!
I always mix the numbers up on their species.
It is 8472. That is
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, I'm surprised. I haven't seen Voyager in so long. I'm surprised I actually got it right.
Did.
The
Good job.
CG does not hold up on them at all. It's
No,
so
the-
bad.
yeah.
Early 90s CG.
Not
Mhm.
as bad as Species 8476. Well, I fucked up my own joke.
You know what you're doing.
8675309.
Well, that's what you're going at.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
All right.
I lost my own track.
So we're gonna try to wrap this up with something fun. Do you have a favorite Star Trek story, or do you have like a collectible or piece of memorabilia that you want to talk about?
I've got a couple things that I have set up around me so I could quickly pull them out.
Got it.
One is well, I mean, I already showed you guys the technical manual, which I think is the dumbest thing that could exist. It is a textbook for nonsense.
That you absolutely love and cherish. Yes,
yeah, I love that. I also have the Star Trek cookbook.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's got Neelix on the cover.
Yeah, that's right.
What's that root he uses all the time?
Yeah, there's some weird root that tastes really
He talks
bad.
about it throughout the whole series.
Mhm.
I can't remember.
Now that's
I'm
a
sorry.
question I did not have an answer
Yeah.
to. There you go.
Yeah.
And to after I've used my Star Trek cookbook, I use my Star Trek pizza cutter.
Oh man, I cut the hell out of my hand on one of those.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
And in preparation for this podcast, I was at a bookstore and found a set of Star Trek: The Next Generation tarot cards.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That,
Which-
I know we're doing next board game night, Josh.
Yep, that's right. And it has a little book that explains all the little things to it. And it keeps some of them the same. So here's Data as the fool for some reason, even though he's like the smartest person on the show.
Mhm.
But later on, it sort of like gives up on keeping stuff the same. So like, there's a Ferengi as the Page of Latinum. And there's like, oh, there's a bunch of batleths instead of swords.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, it's fun and stupid. And I only buy like really useless garbage. Just
The
in
best
general.
kind of garbage.
Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, those and also this super fun sweater that I borrowed from my lady friend.
I like it.
Which is a crew sweatshirt.
Like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve?
I have a Playmates Voyager, which I hold in high regard, and Playmates Enterprise B. I like those old Playmates ships, so I got a lot of those.
Cool.
I have these old VHS tapes that I've recorded like just from watching TV. So I'll still watch them. Like I have a VCR in the shed, and I just like woodworking sometimes. So I'll put them on, and it's great. And I saw the episode the other day where Data meets his mother and finds out she's an android. And all the old commercials are there, and it just reminds me more of when I watched it when I was younger. But yeah, I mean, I've got Star Trek stuff at work too. It's everywhere. I don't have enough space for it.
You also have a really good Star Trek t-shirt collection. You did not mention
I
that.
do.
Yes,
Yes, I
a very
have many
intense
different
collection.
Star Trek shirts. Yeah, and it's growing. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim, you got anything?
I mean, I don't really have that much anymore. Like when I was growing up, I had like I said, like the Enterprise with the sound effects and the light up warp engines. I had the shuttlecraft Goddard, and like a couple like action figures of like Data, Worf, and I think a Borg. But that's really it for like memorabilia. I think. I think for like stories though, I think it was like that like whole like Friday night pizza night like family tradition almost. And then yeah, it was City TV, the Federation station.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
And
I
then
totally forgot that.
followed immediately by the Electric Circus, which was this like super budget show where basically the City TV building would be like open up, there'd be like a DJ, people dancing everywhere, and just one TV camera going around and filming people dance.
You're talking about the greatest show ever made. Yes. Sean, do you have anything you want to share?
I was trying to find. I was in Vegas and I went to the Pawn Stars like store,
Yeah.
and it is really small. Like I was kind of shocked how tiny it was, but I wanted to buy something there, and they had a whole bunch of Star Trek figures, and I bought a Garrick because he's one of my favorite characters, but I can't find it. It's in my Lego room somewhere hidden. I gotta clean this room badly.
I didn't
So I
didn't
can't show
realize
you.
that they made like a lineup of figures for like DS9 or
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a bunch to choose from, and they were all original, and they probably didn't treat it very well. But it's here somewhere. But like, if you came to my house, you would think I'm the biggest Star Wars fan. Like, I like Star Wars a lot, but Star Trek's my real love. Like, I've got Grogu's and Star Wars Lego everywhere, but I don't have a lot of Star Trek stuff.
It's just more available, right? Like
Yeah,
Star Wars
it's easier to
is more
get.
readily available. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to talk about my Clint Howard action figure collection.
We're not even gonna go there. We're not gonna touch
No.
that.
Okay.
In my case, I have a ton of collectibles, including a Worf rubber ducky, which is my most recent acquisition. I've got original series Barbie dolls. I've got pop figures of like Locutus and all that kind of stuff. I've got a bunch of books, including children's books for Kirk and Spock that is called just I Am Spock and I Am Kirk. They're great. I've Klingon dictionary, I've got action figures of data and things. But what I want to really talk about is I have to say this anecdote is that on December 1st of last year, I took a day off work. I went to the One of a Kind show with my friend. And it sucked. So we left early and we decided to go downtown and have lunch. And in the restaurant I was in, Patrick Stewart just happened to be there. And the people at the restaurant had no idea who he was. And I was sitting there freaking out with Sarah, who's been on a friend of the podcast, Sarah. And I was like, I can't. He's eating. He was there with his wife, Sunny. And like, he's there eating. I can't interrupt him, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, well, he's finished now. He's finished now. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And finally, she had me get up. We went over. And she's like, oh, we've been fans for so long and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, thank you, blah, blah, blah. He was in town because his book came out and he was doing a reading. Couldn't get tickets, sold out. And the only thing I managed is at the end of the show, he was like, at the end of the conversation was like, he said to us, oh, thank you very much. And all I could say as we were walking was, I hope you have a good time in Toronto. And I left. And I was like, I can't. That's the most I could have said.
nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I said words to him. That's all that matters. It happened.
I would be too afraid.
Yeah, probably same.
Yes. And that
Sounds-
is literally what happened to me. So
Sounds much better than the time I saw Zachary Quinto at a restaurant in Ossington. Oh my God. Oh, that guy. Sorry, you guys don't know that story?
No.
No, I don't.
He was I wasn't actually there. Apparently
Okay.
was just such an asshole that
Oh,
they kicked him
sorry,
out
yes.
and banned him from the restaurant.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's
That's right.
horrible.
I saw
And
that
now
vlog
he's on
too.
that terrible doctor show as punishment.
Yes. Never be that guy, celebrities. Never be that guy.
Aren't they making a new Star Trek movie with that cast?
I think it's
Yeah,
been
they're
delayed out
supposed
the
to be.
wazoo.
No, but they
Yeah.
announced it at the latest Comic-Con, didn't they? Like, it's actually happening.
Oh,
No, I have no idea.
Oh,
That's
I
been
think
in
They
the
were going
works
to do it
for
with
a
Kirk's
while.
dad, who's Chris Hemsworth, like a time travel one. I don't know if that's what they're still doing.
They were planning that at one point, yeah. But
Yeah, I don't know if
can't
that's what
imagine the money
there's a-
that would have cost.
there's a scene where Spock is at a dinner at the Klingons, and he has to be on his best behavior, but they overcook his gach, and he gets so mad.
I love
Uh,
Doc in the show, especially when it's moving. It's so great.
Well, I think we're gonna end it there. I think I managed to keep us on track, and we talked a lot about Star Trek, and we got some good stuff in there. So I don't know. We've got 3 more episodes to bring up all of the other stuff. We're gonna do it. Okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Thank you everyone so much for coming on today, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Always fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Tracy.
Yay!
My first panel show. This has been great.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Love talking about Star Trek.
Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. This episode was produced and edited by me, Tracy, with original theme song by Ori Falconer. Like, subscribe, leave a comment wherever you listen to this podcast. Come back next time to see what falls off my shelf.